Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night. How is everybody doing? I am live from the heartland of America, Kansas, with my buddy Chris Mitchell, hanging out in the peanut gallery. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
You were supposed to say hi, Chris, but
Oh, hi, Chris.
yeah, that's the joke.
What can I say, man? Some things go over my head.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm only 5'9".
No wonder.
Right? Why are you so heightist?
Well, I don't know. Probably because I'm a bastard, a fat bastard at that.
Oh, you're a bastard, that's for sure.
We had
Yeah.
one viewer and then they ran away.
Oh, well, Pops is on at the same time, so
Yeah, I don't give a fuck though.
you got competition, homie.
I know.
That's how it goes.
It is.
No big
And
deal.
you gotta love Pops. He is a very entertaining man.
Oh, yeah. Boys do a good job. I know I appreciate it because, they say a lot of shit that I don't even fucking know about. So, when they fucking sink it deep, they sink that knife real deep into those bastards.
What are you talking about? But I'm
Oh, all the shit that they catch up on that most of us don't even fucking hear about.
like what?
Like the inside scoop of what's actually in the bills and stuff that they're trying to pass right now with the gun grabs and everything.
Oh yeah.
They picked up on a lot of details that fucking nobody here knew about.
Yep. Hey, Emmy.
I guess because they read things.
Yeah, reading. That's quite a bad thing. You know, and that sort of brings us to tonight's topic. Little things that piss us off. That you just gotta say fuck it. I know I had to explain to you what a snot rocket is, but I'm pretty sure that the Mouth Agape Ape knows what a snot rocket is.
Well, now that I know what you're talking about, obviously I get it.
Yeah.
Just didn't get it right away. But that's, like I said, over my head.
Well, I promise never to try and blow a snot rocket over your head because, you might only be 5'9", but I'm not really, snot rockets are not the most accurate rocket.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I prefer it if you don't.
And usually they have a downward trajectory.
Oh, you sick bastard. Yeah.
No, Ape, a snot rocket is not like a hot pocket.
Are you sure?
Well, I guess you could eat them both.
Well, pretty sure some people have tried.
Yeah.
Then again, what some people have tried could literally fucking fill a barn.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, we got JR, we got Outlaw, we got Hemi, we got Mouth Agape Ape, and the Outlaw. Did I already say Outlaw? No, I didn't. Outlaw's been having some difficulties with that's whatever scorpion bitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. Bit odd.
But she, the best trick with people like that scorpion person is to just ignore them.
Possibly.
Yeah. But they have nothing positive to offer.
Well,
the one time I talked to her, she got mad at me because I called her a nun.
a nun.
Yeah.
And this upset everyone.
Well, she's
Why?
celibate, right? Just like a monk.
Okay.
And she didn't want to be a nun because nuns are not sexy. And if you're celibate, what the fuck do you care about if it's sexy or not? It didn't make any sense.
That don't make no sense.
It didn't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
You ever see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, yes.
Great movie. That don't make no sense.
It was a great movie, and personally, it's one of those movies you don't get tired of watching. You know what I mean?
No.
Actually, I got another one that's like that, surprisingly, because it's a very odd movie, and you would I don't know how else to explain it other than it's fucking odd, but it's actually like incredibly entertaining, and that is Big Trouble with Tim Allen. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I've seen Big Trouble in Little China with Kirk Ducker.
Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's the one with Tim Allen and oh Jesus, try to remember some of the other casts. I'm not good with names. Probably only know Tim Allen just because of Dual Time.
Yeah,
but great movie, incredibly hilarious, and yeah, it's so fucking strange because I mean, one minute you're following the story of a homeless guy, and then your next minute you're following the story of a fucking millionaire, and next minute you're following the story of two police officers, and then the millionaire's maid. It was just hilarious, dude. Like,
yeah.
great movie, and I recommend you watch it. It's definitely worth it. Definitely worth the watch. But
she loved him up and turned him into a horny toad.
That was classic. Classic. But yeah, there's a lot of good movies out there like that. Oh, I miss the days of good movies. Back when they didn't suck.
Well, very rarely these days do they put out movies that don't suck. And it's been getting worse and worse as time goes on.
Yep. Between the movies and the TV shows, they canceled good TV shows and put on garbage. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that if they get a bad time or something, like they won't draw on the proper audience, and it's only after they're canceled because like take Firefly for example, dude. That fucking show is what, 25 years old now, 20 years old,
20.
Yeah, and it has a cult following to this fucking day that just grows. That's it.
It was a good show.
Yeah, canceled after one season. Why? They had a worse fucking time slot. Their advertising was shit. And they fucking started off by airing the episodes in the wrong order. And it was canceled before people even knew about it.
I watched it.
Yeah, before a large majority of the people that are still like in the cult following of it. Yeah, it was already canceled before they ever seen it. I personally, unfortunately, with the death of Mr. Glass there, yeah, reboot's probably not a thing that'll happen.
No,
but I think if they did do a reboot, even with him dead,
at least they got to solve the Reaver problem.
That's right. I mean, the movie was fucking awesome too. It really was.
Yeah.
But shows like that, I mean, they get fucking canceled in no time. And of course, fucking Desperate Housewives is still fucking running. They've got 8 different spin-offs. It's disgusting.
Another one that ran forever that I could never understand was Sex and the City.
Yep, another one.
Same episode every fucking week.
Dude, what did they have? Like 3 or 4 fucking movies on top of that?
Yeah.
something stupid. But yeah, like shit like that, just for some reason it goes on and on. And yeah, I mean, I don't know
There's
how
my
to
ticks
explain
and
it.
kicks.
Huh?
Ape was hoping that I didn't develop ticks from ticks.
Did you get ticks?
Oh, well, there's fucking ticks all over the place. Now, I didn't get any ticks, and yesterday, but oh my god, I got chiggers. Fuck,
Chiggers?
chiggers.
Chiggers?
Chiggers are these little teeny tiny microscopic fucking bugs that live in the grass here.
Oh.
And if you spray your feet and your lower legs, you usually don't get chiggers.
Right.
But since I was laying down yesterday, when I didn't think I was going to lay down, and the only reason I was laying down was, well, it was twofold. One, I dropped fucking wrench. And the second part was to feed my serpentine belt through the drive pulley.
Gotcha.
It was just easier to do from underneath. But I've got fucking chiggers on my hips and behind my knees, and you know, the back part of your knee.
Yep.
Fucking driving me crazy.
Are those little tiny like green fucking insects?
I don't know what color they are. I've never actually seen one.
Because we have some here that are like that, and they leave fucking welts on you that are bigger than any mosquito or wasp can give you.
Yeah. But
little tiny fucking microscopic fucks.
Well, what they do is they fucking bite you, suck a little juice out of you, and then lay their eggs in you.
Ew. Gross.
They're nasty little bastards, and it just itches like crazy.
It's gross, man. That's some fucked up shit.
Well, welcome back, Cubbing.
Yeah. No, I like I said, up here we're just having a fuckload of mosquitoes right now. They're eating me alive while I'm in the garden, of course.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it looks like, you know, the type of weather they wouldn't want to come out in, and of course, as soon as I go out there, they just swarm me. Bastards.
Abe, you got to come on and pronounce that. Shagars?
Shagars?
Who knows? Abe says in Canada they're called chagar. Chagar. I don't know how he's fucking saying it. We call them chiggers. Sounds like the N word, but with a CH.
Well, here we have the legendary black fly, of course.
Yeah.
You know, those are little bastards.
Well, something's making cubbing speed feel funny.
What's that?
He must have the. I wonder if he, you know, cubbing. Are you a feather kind of guy or a whole chicken? Do you know that joke, Chris?
I do not.
Well, what's the difference between kinky and perverted?
$600.
No, kinky is getting your asshole tickled with a feather, and perverted is using the whole chicken.
That's good. That is good. Fuck. So it's not $600.
Well, you know, I don't know how much that stuff costs. I can tell you that In Kiev, to get a hooker, it costs you 300 grima.
Grima.
Uh-huh. And it's 27, well, at least when I was living there, it was 27 grima to the dollar. So if you round that down to 25, let's see, that means that 4 grima for every 100, $4 for every 100 grima. So you're paying $12 for fun. Hemi, I will get you a wrench. I will definitely do that. The thing is if I go to give you a wrench, you're just going to see Chris Mitchell and it'll kick me out and I'll have to get back in. So do you really want a wrench right now? I'll give you one.
And then you'll be left with me.
Okay. You guys, you'll have Mitchell vision for a minute.
I don't know if he's left already or not. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make Coving a wrench too. He should be a wrench.
Just don't listen to Bob when he goes on with his thing about wrenching everybody. Because, that just leads to nothing but trouble. He always does it when he's, super drunk. It's like, oh my God, Bob, stop. But of course, there's no stopping Bob. None whatsoever. Sorry, brother. I might be a bit stuffy.
I'm back. So, Hemi, you're a wrench now. Coving Speed, you're a wrench now. Everybody's a wrench. Except for Davina. I'm going to be like Hammer. I'm not going to have any female wrenches.
Sure seems to lead to fucking issues. No offense on them. It's just fucking, yeah, some of the guys just fucking go into a panic mode or some shit. What do you do, right?
Yeah. Well, Davina, the thing is these are men's spaces, and I know you don't need a wrench, and I know that you're always respectful to everybody. But there are hundreds of platforms for the fairer sex to express themselves, and you're welcome to hang out as long as you're respectful to everybody, and that's cool. So, and you have always been very, very cool with everybody. I've never seen you start shit with anybody. Yep, now you can kick Cowboy out.
When the wobbling starts.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat again.
The wafflings between Bobs and Cowboy is legendary.
Yeah.
Personally, I think one of them drinks too much and the other one doesn't drink enough.
I like it how Cowboy goes on to everybody else's stream and tries to take over.
Cowboy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's Cowboy that does that so much. Maybe.
Oh Christ! Now Hammerhand is streaming. We're fucked tonight.
Oh well. No big deal, homie.
Yeah.
Oh, like I said, I'm not too worried. I think we get lots of views in the end. Hopefully,
All
I
right,
guess.
Cubbing. With great power comes great responsibility. Now, is that is Hammer streaming, or is he going to be just posting something?
Oh, I don't know. I thought he wasn't streaming on YouTube anymore. He was just doing the what you call it, short form content here, and was going to be doing the actual streaming on Odyssey or something. I thought. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Ape, is it a test stream, or is it just a test? 2 + 2 = 4.
It is kind of strange. Actually, last time Hammer was streaming was at the exact same time as Pops. I think those guys are having a falling out or something.
I don't know. I would hate to assign any type of any type of a motivation for situations I have no idea about.
Just thought it was a bit strange.
I have some beefs with Pop, but overall, I think Pop is a good man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're both falling into the same category with what we didn't agree with, but
yeah, he the book.
Which book?
His new book, his new $200 book.
Do you mean the administrative violence thing? That's not a book. That's a course, isn't it?
I think I thought it was a book. I didn't look into it, but anyways, he's charging a buttload of money to guys that are living in their fucking cars, and I think it's horrible.
Yeah, no, that's like a.
And then there's the CME stuff.
Okay, now that's where you got me.
That whole, it just stinks to high heaven. Oh my God, we got a close up of the best beard in MGTOW.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's bloody Ape, isn't it?
Well, I'm just changing my laundry out. I'm doing those domestic chores.
Well, I'm glad that you're keeping clean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I scrubbed my ass today and everything.
Congratulations.
And the joke I was talking about, Mitchell's chiggers, would be the chaggers.
Chaggers?
Eh? Chaggers.
Now I know you're being racist.
You're not racist, Mitchell. You just automatically went right to the gutter as soon as Brandon said chiggers. You just went right in the gutter.
Oh, I didn't know. I never heard this word before.
Oh my God.
Sounded pretty racist to me.
Oh, yep. He Canadian racist.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you'll be wearing a USA t-shirt like Dak.
No.
All the Canadians wear NASA t-shirts.
Yeah. I seen that on that video the other day, and I was like, oh man, he's gonna catch some hell from that. But
I couldn't believe it. Everywhere you go, you see fucking NASA t-shirts.
Up in Canada?
Canada, Europe, Asia. There's fucking NASA t-shirts everywhere.
Well, I can't see why they'd be so up for that. I was devastated when those 7 astronauts blew up.
Yeah. Need another 7 astronauts. They want you to be the one.
No thanks.
It's better than wearing Antifa shirts.
Well, with the space shuttle retired, they can't fly 7 at a time anymore.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do?
Not until they get the one Elon Musk is building up and running. And oh my God, Musk has been attacked by the EPA and the Sierra Club and everybody and their dog. And now he's getting sued by the Native Americans down there in Texas for closing off access to that beach. And I don't know if you guys have ever been down there, but that is the most desolate, flat, barren, worthless land you could ever fucking run into.
Where's that?
Oh, the very southern tip of Texas on the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, right down by Christie and Brownsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been as far as south as Houston. Been to Houston a couple of times, but yeah,
well,
I flew over the Gulf one time. So
but that land down there, if you're not in the Rio Grande Valley, it doesn't get a lot of rain. What rain they do get is a hurricane.
Yeah.
And it's no trees, flat, freaking sparse grass on sand dunes.
Well, the last time I was in Houston, I think it was 2 years after that last hurricane, where you could see the water was covering up the 5-lane interstates. It looked like you could just roll a boat down them. And it was 2 years later, and we were cruising around with a couple of the guys I was working with, and I said something about, was this all underwater? And the guy goes, oh yeah, look at that house over there. And you could see over the house, you could see where the water was 4 feet high on the wall. And then all of the palm trees, you could see where the damage had been at the water level and then down. And there was still neighborhoods that still had trees flipped upside down, and the root balls hanging out. And that was 2 years later. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I wouldn't live in this place.
And it stinks.
I got caught in Houston one night. I don't remember. I think, man, one of the other guys went out and got something to eat, and I dropped him off at his hotel, and I'm going through basically downtown Houston at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, and I get turned around. The damn GPS give me the turn right here, one of them deals. And I went in and I ended up in downtown Houston, and there was hardly anybody around. I was kind of surprised. And then I got right in the middle, this rental car got right in the middle of 200 people on a midnight bike ride through Houston. They had people with with bike trailers that had boom boxes and car batteries hooked up to shit, and it was actually pretty cool. I mean, everybody was really chill about it, but I was like, I drove right into the middle of a bike parade in downtown Houston. I was like, man, I got to get the hell out of here.
Better than riding into a gay parade.
Well, yeah, I had a vehicle. I could have ran over some pedestrians if I had to get out of there, but it was an interesting experience, to say the least. So,
well, that's not so bad. Nice to do something interesting once in a while.
Yeah, it was fun. What gets me is, and it's happened to be every major metropolitan city I've been in. You see on news and TV and everything how big a city is. Well, that's all the stuff spread around. The actual downtown of Houston, where the skyscrapers are, it's not that big. Same with Seattle, it's not that big. You think it's a lot bigger. The actual downtown where the skyscrapers are, you think it's actually a lot bigger, from TV or just hearing about them. But you get there and you're like, man, this isn't as big as I thought it would be.
What I've seen from Seattle area, like which is very little now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it looks fairly big. It just doesn't look like it's that spread out. You know what I mean?
Well, Seattle, it's the actual city of Seattle, the downtown. It's good size, but it's everything around it, and you can't even tell when you're in a different town. The only way you can really tell is if it's a different color cop car. There's so many suburbs that are part of that greater Seattle metro area that, I mean, you've got suburbs that go 45 miles north, 50 miles north. It takes you an hour and a half on the interstate in rush hour to get, 25 miles sometimes. So, but yeah, it's definitely packed up.
Yeah, I'm not one for the big cities, man. I can't do it. I'll fucking lose my mind sometimes. Like
How far did you how far away from Vancouver were you living, Chris? You were on the island, but were you far away from it?
No, I mean, technically I wasn't that far from a major city at all. Because, I mean, Victoria is still considered a city, right?
I don't know.
I've been to Victoria.
Do they really have any cities in Canada?
Oh, yeah, brother. There are a couple big ones. I mean, Toronto is considered the biggest, but, you got Ottawa and stuff there. It's a fucking clusterfuck.
How many people are in Victoria?
Victoria, I'd say probably like 400,000 or 500,000 maybe. But it's a bit of a clusterfuck. Like I said, it's very cramped.
Oh, yeah. How about in Ottawa?
Oh God, possibly 2 million. I don't know. Trust me, going through Ottawa was not the high point of our lives. So,
hey, Brandon, that's a lot of hectares.
Yeah, a lot of hectares.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking to myself that the biggest city in Canada is about like Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we can fit our entire population into some of your cities and then some.
Well, Lincoln, the surrounding areas, I think the actual city or the inside the city limits is like 210,000 or something like that, but the surrounding area is 400,000. But then you go to Omaha, and Omaha's, I think, 800,000. But then you look at the rest of the state, there's only 1.8 million people in this state. And 75% of them live within 70 miles of each other between Lincoln and Omaha. Where I'm at out here, it's 8,500 people. And I said, I got to drive 150 miles to go to a decent restaurant. I got to go to either Rapid City, South Dakota, or Cheyenne, Wyoming.
You're pretty close to some of my cousins, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
They live in Lusk. Well, they live near Lusk.
Oh, I've been through that town a lot. There's a nice women's prison right up in there.
Really?
I drove by it, roll the window down and go, ha ha, and then keep on driving.
Well, you gotta get like a potato gun and launch dildos over the wire.
It's a humanitarian mission. Fly a drone over there with dropping dildos into the yard.
Well,
yeah, we should do that. Have the MGTOW dildo cannon.
We'll call it the CAC launcher.
Woo! A bit of hay fever.
Yeah, you probably you get pretty dry down there, Brandon, or are you getting rain?
It's raining.
Oh, is it? Yeah, we had 2 days ago, we had hail, and I watched it come in, and I was like, oh, and they were talking about 80-mile-an-hour winds, and I could see the green in the cloud, and I thought, well, we're going to get some hail. And it started out at BB size, and it made it to quarter, beat the crap out of the siding, knocked paint off the siding, and it was bouncing off the air conditioner and hitting my window. I've got 8 feet of window that was sitting right next to, and I was like, oh, man, don't have that come through there.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't super hard and super long enduring. It hailed for 10 minutes, but it started out little. So when you hear that one big thunk, and then about 2 seconds later, you hear thunk, you're like, oh, man, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
We've just been getting pissed on here for days, so.
Yeah. Well, we sure need the water, but there last week, just a few miles outside of town, in about 8 hours, we got 6 inches of water. 6 inches of rain. Everything around here is happy though. They're every cow, every deer, every antelope they're eating, they're just stuffing their guts as much as they can with the green grass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the upside.
Deer season is going to be great this year.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of twins. Antelope too. Everything's throwing twins.
Yeah, we don't have antelope down here, but them deer looking fat.
Are you down southeast?
Yeah, southeast Kansas.
Yeah, you're not very far from the Missouri border then.
Oh, I think at my place I'm 7 miles from Missouri.
Oh wow, so you're right near the river then.
What
You're
river?
right at the Missouri River then.
No, that's up in north.
Oh, north of you.
Yeah, the Missouri River is like 120 miles north of me.
Because I know you said that
we got the Neosho River.
You got the what?
We got the Neosho River.
The Neosho?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
Well, it's named after the Neosho Indians. And they caught the largest catfish ever caught in North America in the Neosho River.
Is it a blue? Big blue?
I don't remember. I think it was a channel cat.
Oh, yeah. So I know those blues get big too. We don't have very many of those around here. We have mostly just the channels and then bullheads and pike. You can't go anywhere in the lake around here. You can't swing a dead cat and not hit a pike. Damn thing.
Thank God we don't have a lot of pike around here or any gar. About the most predatory thing we have here is a spoonbill.
Well, those gar, those are the ones that'll like fucking jump on your boat in some places. They're so thick, right?
Nah, those are Asian carp.
Asian carps, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are an invasive species, and they're down. Illinois has them. Southern Illinois has them. I think there might be some in Missouri, but any waterway that comes out through Illinois has them. Yeah, they're terrible because they freak out, and you go by them with a motor and they'll be flying all over. I mean, it's fun for people to shoot bows at them. I've seen people throw boomerangs at them and on videos, and it'd be real fun with a shotgun, but that could get a little sketchy. It'd be hilarious. It'd be like skeet shooting for fish.
I'd do that.
I'd love to do that. I think that'd be funner than hell, but
so what's the problem? Do they just not taste good or what?
They're just a junk fish. They're a carp. You know, I mean, some people eat carp, but I heard that people don't even eat. I don't even know if they smoke these, because that's about the only way a carp can be good, as I heard, is to smoke it, because they're so bony.
How do you get it lit?
Huh?
How do you get it lit?
You gotta roll it in some papers and some zigzags and lighter fluid.
And just smoke that. Yeah, no,
and then you puff pass. You don't bogart a smoked carp.
No.
I ain't tried a carp. But Jesus Christ, I mean, I don't know of many fish out there that can't be eaten. You know,
Well,
like
they're real oily. I got a buddy of mine that was born and raised near Springfield, Missouri, and they have
yeah,
like one of the towns around there, Rolla, or one of them have had a carp festival when he was a kid,
Yeah.
mhm.
and he said the smoked carp is about the only way you can do it, and they're so bony that they're just almost damn near impossible to eat. You know, pike are the same way. Pike are bony. They got a Y bone in them. You got to fillet them a certain way, and otherwise you're picking bones out of your throat. So I've had pike, and they're not bad, especially if you tempura, batter them, and fry them. Walleye are excellent. We got a lot of walleye around, so that would be the go-to fish if I have my choice. But I've also been spoiled. I went to Alaska and brought back 70 pounds of halibut one time, and that was spoiled.
Now, did you take that trip just for the fish?
Yeah, my dad lived up there, and for a graduation present, he flew me up. He used his girlfriend's frequent flyer miles, poached them off of her, and flew me up to Alaska.
Oh, so you had other things to do. You didn't just go for the halibut.
No, God, dang, I didn't see that one coming. I should have. I should have seen that coming. Oh,
Oh God, that's funny.
hey, I got a wrench. Can I time you out, Brandon?
You might find that difficult, but you know, anything can be done.
Yeah, I remember I brought back a 70-pound box of salmon and a 70-pound box of halibut. Took it to my grandparents because my mom and I didn't have a big chest freezer. Loaded all that fish in there, and I told them, well, when one of the cousins or aunt and uncle come over, tell them to take some fish. I think I ate fish one more time, and I never saw any again. I was like, geez. And at that time, halibut was only 1990. It was $8 or $9 a pound. So, 70 pounds was a lot of money worth of fish. Now I think there's like 15 to 18 a pound. In Canada, it's probably the price of a chicken and a biscuit box a pound.
Well, I mean, I still like being from the East Coast, right? I still like my saltwater fish, so unfortunately, that's not something I'm going to get around here in this part because yeah, I've pretty much left the ocean side.
Yeah, I'm not a huge salmon. I mean, I grew up and I lived in Seattle when I was a kid, and smoked salmon was about the only way I could stomach it. I'll eat it raw, like sushi, love it, or
Really?
smoked, but just cooked. I've even had that Copper River salmon cooked on a cedar plank, and there's something about the flavor of that cooked salmon I just don't like. But if it's smoked, love it.
Yeah, smoked salmon's pretty darn good.
Yeah. We used to go
But
to this little fish market that it would sell. They were like 3 foot long strips of salmon, 2 to 3 feet long, and they were smoked, and they'd serve them up in a newspaper. Wrap them in newspaper, and by the time you'd get home, that newspaper would be so oily it looked like you changed your oil and used that old newspaper like a drop cloth. But damn, that fish was good. That and clams. I miss the fresh clams, steaming clams, little razor clams, and the gooey ducks. You probably eaten a gooey duck in your life, haven't you, Mitchell?
No, actually, my old area, they didn't have gooey ducks. We had everything else like clams and oysters and mussels and scallops, things of that nature. But gooey duck is not one that you can find very easily. And I don't
Really?
know if, like, it's definitely not like the big Asian ones. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
on the Pacific, it's possible. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
for sure.
where I didn't even know if they were on the Atlantic side. But up there in Seattle and stuff, they got all the gooey ducks. Have you ever seen one of those, Brandon?
Yeah, I've seen them on TV.
Yeah,
When
so it
when
most
you're walking along the beach, you see the tip sticking out. It looks like a big old uncircumcised cock. They get big, and then man, when you step down, they squirt water and they start digging, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will get them and cut them up into rings. Almost looks like a squid, like calamari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Cut
squid,
up,
I
and
do like.
they'll cut them up and eat them raw. Eat those gooey ducks raw,
That's fucking gross.
or put them in a lemon juice or lemon and lime and like a ceviche.
Yeah.
I
No,
watched this cooking show once, and this Chinese lady or Vietnamese or whatever, I think she was Vietnamese, and she was cooking them, and she got one that was still, pretty much alive and had a lot of movement going on, and she threw it in the pan, and she was making dick jokes the whole fucking time.
Well, they look like a big old freaking. They look like a Shetland pony cock hanging down,
Yeah, that's why those Asian girls make those videos of them fucking biting into them alive.
Yeah, I seen one time, but she called it a Rui duck. I didn't understand what she was talking about.
Yeah, Emmy, Conch is great. Have you ever been down to Conchistan?
Can't say I have.
Well, the most southern town of Florida is what's it called? Something Key West.
Key West, yeah.
And Key West was asking for different things from the government, and they were and nobody would pay any attention to them, so they seceded from the nation and they had their own passport and everything. And finally the Navy came, and they fought the Navy off with because the Navy just sent some guys, and they fought the Navy off with conch fritters and stale French bread.
Oh, I don't disbelieve that for a second anymore.
And now if you look down there in the Keys, and it's nothing but pride parades. I bet they're going crazy this month. Key West is crazy for that.
Key West really turned into faggot land. I have nothing against gay people, but when they start going after the kids like those guys in Dallas, that's just. And have you seen the videos where the people were like chasing the drag queens through the parking lot? Hey, does it feel good to be molesting children? You like molesting children? Why do you molest children?
Here's the thing, okay? If they say it's all fucking innocent and whatnot, and they're
grooming. They're fucking grooming.
Groom children. Yeah, but they say they're not. If they're not there to groom children, why the fuck are they running?
Because they're afraid that some of the people that aren't libs in Dallas are going to kick their teeth in.
Well, these guys were keeping their distance, but they had their cameras on them, and they were like, "Hey, why are you grooming the children? Why are you molesting the children? What are you doing with the children? What is this for? Why are you doing this? What's the reason behind this?" And they're just like, "Get away, get away!"
Did you see that one? Did you see that one guy that they were trying to grab his phone as he was coming out of there, and he was questioning them, and that big fat kid with the Antifa mask, he tried to slap his phone out, and that dude reached up and grabbed his mask and pulled it off, and they had him on camera. Oh my God, that guy flipped out.
And
like he was revealed.
That fucking dude is exactly how I expected him to be.
Yeah. Yep. He looked like he lived in his mom's basement, and he watched the child prawn and chug on Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever, Brandon? You would appreciate this guy's sense of humor. Sleazy P Martini.
No, but I like the name.
Go check him out. He was the manager of Guar. So he was his character. Yeah,
Guar was the band.
Huh?
he said, Mitchell said, "What's Guar?" I said, "Guar was a band. They
Yeah.
had maybe like 50 people in the band." So
Yeah, and they're all dressed up in. You got to look at the old stuff because the new stuff. He was doing a video the other day, and he's like, "Oh my God, what has this band become?" You know, and but yeah, just look up Guar on some videos.
Guar is Guar.
Yeah, there. But he has a channel called Sleazy P Martini where he's dressed up in the full outfit, and he did a video the other day. It was kind of like to trap a predator. They had a guy. This guy pretended to be his 15-year-old daughter or something, and he set up a pizza date with this pedo. Well, this guy shows up, and it's up in Canada, and he shows up in a little electric car that said Toronto Raptors on the side. And he comes up there and he starts talking to him, says, "What's your name?" And the guy says his first name. And he goes, I just want to talk to you because if you don't talk to me, I'm going to call the cops because I have your address. And why are you trying to meet up with a 15-year-old girl? This dude takes off full speed in this car and this guy's jogging next to him. That's how slow this thing was. And he's going, sir, just talk. I just want to talk to you. I want to ask you some questions. The guy stops at a stop sign, takes off. So this guy gets in his car and he's driving next to this guy, harassing the shit out of him, goes and pulls up, spins around on the other side of the road and is yelling at him as he goes by. And this guy's in traffic doing like 8 miles an hour, you know, in this Toronto Raptors car. It was hilarious.
And
then he showed an old Mickey Mouse video, or somebody had deep faked an old Mickey Mouse cartoon,
right?
And he goes, "Oh, so this is how Swiss cheese is made." And somebody did a really. Have you seen that one?
No, but I can imagine.
It has these blocks of cheese coming down the conveyor belt, and Mickey's got this raging hard on through his pants. And as the block of cheese comes down, he goes like this, and he goes, and he spins it around and pokes holes in it, and then drops it, and it goes to the next. And here comes the next one. But it looks so real. He goes, "Oh, them damn Disney guys have been doing this for 100 years." Yeah, look him up if you want some laughs. Look up Sleazy P Martini. He's got like 14,000 subs, but yeah, he does a weekly show. I think he live streams old B movies that are like 3D B movies, like old B horror movies, and just the movies that everybody shit on in the 70s and 80s. You know, he'll roll one of those, and I think it's in 3. He puts it in 3D too. So, but he's quite a character. He's actually he was a musician and producer himself, I think, because you can look up who he is. But he has this huge, it looks like a big old Elvis. He wears one of them. It looks like one of them cheesehead hats, but it's like a bouffant. It's a big hairdo that sticks out, and he wears like a red leather outfit and gold chains, and then he draws in he's got a real thin pencil mustache, and then he draws in like like makeup blush marks or something. It's really odd. You gotta check him out though. It's worth a laugh. He does some really good material. Chain smokes, drinks freaking whiskey, on his deal, and you can tell when he starts getting tuned up a little bit, Yeah. But he's pretty funny. He was making fun of that Baby Metal, the little the 3 Japanese girls in the heavy metal band, and Rob Halford did Painkiller in like 2016 at some music awards show, and he was on there, and he was just ripping up that video. So pretty entertaining.
Yeah, Rob Halford's awesome. I love fucking Judas Priest.
Yeah, I got to see them. What was it? 2004 Ozfest in Denver. And
I saw Judas Priest in 1979.
Dang. You saw him before he came out of the closet.
You could tell.
that full leather chaps and biker hat and all that. Yeah. He told that in an interview. He said, "Well, no one knew that you were gay back then. And he goes, you should have figured it out. he said that to
Everybody,
everybody.
everybody fucking knew. What are you talking about?
Did you see my outfit?
Fucking, let's see. I saw him again. When was that? It was when I was in the Navy, so it'd be in the 90s sometime.
Yeah, I saw him, and I think it was 2004 or 5, and walked into there, and they were playing, and then at the end of the show, it was Ozfest. Well, the year before, I had got tickets up in Seattle, and a buddy of mine flew out, and we went to it, and Ozzy didn't show up because he had got hurt in that motorcycle or that 4-wheeler wreck, and he busted his collarbone up, and he cut an artery in his shoulder and stuff, and he just about checked out. Well, they didn't tell anybody that at Ozfest, So here we are. Korn was the last band, and they just played like a 40-minute set and said good night and walked off, and nobody knew what was going on. I thought there was going to be a riot, dude. You had a bunch of drunk high people pissed off. The next year, there was Denver, and my buddy had bought tickets for that, and I came down and saw it, and so we're thinking, well, Priest was there, got to see Judas Priest, got to see Slipknot, Superjoint Ritual, Zakk Wylde, so Black Label Society, and then at the end, it's time for Ozzy to come out, and I'm thinking, well, we'll see what happens, and Tony Iommi walks out on stage, and I looked at my buddy and I was like, do you know who that is? And he goes, no. And I said, that's Tony Iommi. And he goes, who's that? And I said, the guitarist for Black Sabbath. We're about to watch Black Sabbath. And they all came out and started off with War Pigs. I was like, oh, wow. I was not expecting that. I just thought Ozzy'd come out with maybe Zakk Wylde or have a his band he was touring with at the time. But it was a full on Black Sabbath, and they played Ozzy songs and Black Sabbath songs.
Cool.
It was
welcome,
awesome.
Indy.
Well, there's a guy that's country.
Yep.
Well, you know what's not country? I went and saw Iron Maiden, but the most fucked up band in the world to open up for Iron Maiden. It was on the Iron Maiden Power Slave tour, and they had Twisted Sister opening up for them.
Oh, dude, that would have been awesome.
So
how was it?
you had the weirdest freaking crowd there. You had all these little hair metal guys
wearing
with their makeup and their spandex, and and really had taken time to look their best with their big freaking fluffy hair. And then you had a bunch of Maiden heads.
Was there shenanigans in the crowd?
There was a little bit of ass kicking going on in the bathroom. I remember that.
Yeah, they didn't have the sign that had a boy and a girl that you could go into the same one. So maybe there were some mistaken identities.
Well, they had to fight for their right to potty.
What is this, True Blood?
You lied about that whole concert just to make that joke, didn't you?
No, but I did make the joke about. I started the lie when I talked about the bathroom.
I knew there was a lie in there somewhere. It had to be.
Evil bastard.
It was just too perfect.
That actually, they did actually open up for them. Anyways, Indy, what the hell's up, man?
Just been doing the homesteading thing. That's work, brother. But,
yes, it is.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but that was 30 years ago.
Oh, no, it's that bad.
Yeah, but 30 years ago, at least I could do it a lot better.
I'd say work's never changed. It's just your body that's changed.
No shit, guys. Well, I fell asleep 10 o'clock before Saunders last Saturday night, Friday night, whichever. So I completely missed that. I was going to get, just lay down for a little bit, guys. Just That's all right. Just shut your eyes for a little bit. You won't go sleep for hours.
Well, Indy, I have the same problem. If I put in a full day and there's somebody coming on I want to listen to, I set my alarm because I know I'll sleep. I'll fall asleep in my chair.
Yeah, dude, I did it the other night. I just slid down with the kids, just getting him to bed. Next thing I know, fucking it's lights out.
Well,
Well, this
I
is
can even
this is
I can set an alarm and I'll shut that son of a bitch off and go back to sleep. Piss on it.
Yeah.
this is my Saturday, so I took a nap today for an hour and a half in the middle of the day.
Nice.
It felt great. Yeah, Saunders is always going late on Fridays or Saturdays. Well,
Here's
Friday
Saunders now.
Well, it
Sure.
really it fits in for me, but
Is there a
just don't lay
butthole?
down.
Yeah. If I get off work and I sit back in this recliner, if I kick that thing back at all, I'll wake up 45 minutes later like, what happened?
I gotta keep going.
Hey,
Yeah,
CJ.
If I don't keep going, guys, if I sit down, lay down, I'm gone for hours. And then I'll wake up and say, shit.
I just call those slow blinks.
Yeah.
You just do a slow blink, you lose a little bit of time, your eyes open back up, and that was a really slow blink.
Yeah, but generally you're fine.
I'll be reading, and then all of a sudden I drop my freaking book on the floor, and when the book hits the floor, I know that I've fallen asleep.
There you go.
Hey, Chris, did you get any feedback from anybody on that? Didn't you stream that audiobook on Shinobi's or something?
No, I couldn't get the damn thing to stay open when my phone would black out. So when my phone blacked out, and the book would keep going, but it would shut down the actual screen
Yeah.
itself, or the feed onto the Discord. So I just said, fuck
Yeah,
it.
I've only made it about halfway through it, and then I put it down and just started reading something else, and then the other day I picked it back up and I was looking at it. I was like, dang, where was I? And I was kind of going through it. I thought, well, I'm just gonna have to read it over, start over, and read it again. So,
Well, have you guys ever thought maybe we could have like MGTOW Radio Theater?
Of course.
Yeah, we could transmit like Atlas Shrugged and
Oh
Yeah.
God,
What? That was a good book too.
I know, but I'm thinking about a couple of the speeches in there.
Oh,
I never read it.
Atlas.
I've listened to it on audiobook.
Yeah,
I read it.
But I do have a copy of 1984 and Brave New World.
Well,
That,
Saunders is leaving us out because he's feeling bad for not coming on island last night.
Oh. Was
You
he
know,
being
and
racist?
I think that's a little bit of an overshare, Saunders. We don't need to know about that.
Yeah.
He feels
because
what?
he was being racist.
No, he's staying in the chat for now because he missed coming on island last night.
Oh.
Fantasy
You know,
Island?
I know it's Pride Month, but I don't need to hear about that shit.
Yeah. Too much info.
Did
homie.
you see that article that Based Chris put out today about that woman that sued Hyundai for £4 million because her ex-boyfriend gave her an STD in the back seat of a Hyundai, and she's from Missouri, and she sued, and the British courts or some court awarded her money.
You gotta be.
Are you
fucking
sure
kidding
that's
me.
not just a hoax?
I don't
or
know.
something?
I put a comment in there that says, man, it looks like I'm going to be suing 6 car manufacturers
Yeah, no shit.
for them allowing me to bang out some broad in their car. I'm going to get
For
rich,
child
guys.
support.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was one of
Okay.
the things. The guy goes, do you think if she would have got pregnant, would Hyundai have to pay her?
I gotta be honest with you guys. I put absolutely nothing beyond these people. Nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
if you can get
Beyond
a
the
couple
court,
million
I put
dollars for
nothing.
burning your cooch with a cup of hot coffee, and everybody knows McDonald's coffee is hotter than Satan's asshole. You can't drink it for 20 freaking minutes. And she dumps it in her crotch and she sues him for like 1.3 mil or whatever it
Yeah.
was. It was over $1 million.
Yeah.
I can't remember what their settlement fee was, but it was pretty goddamn high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're not
Saunders,
paying.
I have to disagree with you. I have some cousins. Well, actually, I have one cousin I'm thinking about, and he is about as country as you can get, and he's gay, queer as a $3 bill.
Gay as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I have another cousin who was really gay, but he was trying to hide it, so he did the whole reborn Christian thing.
Pray
And
away the gay.
and they then when it came out that he was gay, he got caught. They sent him to this Christian boot camp thing where they were going to pray the gay away.
Oh yeah. Pray away the gay.
How'd that
That
work
didn't-
out for him?
That didn't work. He's still gay.
Wow.
He's country.
Sorry,
Dude.
I need you out to get a beer.
Yeah. He's country. He's a farmer.
Woo!
You can't get much more country than a farmer.
Guys, you ain't country if you haven't went out to feed the chickens drunk and slipped in the mud and feed goes all over you and all these chickens jump on you and start pecking you.
Well,
you
that
ain't
sounds
country
like
if that had happened. Those
That sounds
peckers
like a
hurt.
good time Sat-
I'm not
good time Saturday night.
Those peckers hurt. God damn it.
Well, you just gotta you gotta make sure the feed lands where it feels good.
Oh, holy hell. Phew. Damn
And then
thing
you
of
tell
it
that
is, all my exploits involved alcohol. I see a common denominator. I'm involved.
Yeah, I think you are the problem there.
Everybody's blaming the alcohol, but
The alcohol didn't do anything. It was your involvement with it.
that's what I'm
right.
thinking.
That's right. Well, you know what they say, brother.
I live in reality, though.
Yeah.
Well, I heard somebody shooting the suing the Davidson ARs. Donaldson's. What was the name of them?
Oh, Daniel Defense.
Daniel Defense. There's been at least one family suing Daniel Defense.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other night, Mitchell.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you can't sue somebody for fucking you misusing it or somebody else misusing it.
Well, you can sue them. You're just not going to win.
Yeah, okay, but pardon me.
Well,
yeah, you can.
Depends on what circuit court you're in too.
I heard that they sued Remington. Is that correct? That was a big one.
Remington's been sued. Ruger's been sued before. Winchester's been sued.
Well, I'm thinking the Remington one, but Remington filed bankruptcy and the insurance company's the one that settled. So it wasn't truly Remington, but they were in bankruptcy. So how Daniel Defense is going to handle this might be different.
Well, that's what that story about the girl that got an STD in that Hyundai. It wasn't. She didn't sue. That's right. She didn't sue Hyundai. She sued that guy's car insurance company. It was Geico. Yeah. She sued Geico.
Oh, wow. The lizard.
Yeah, that little gecko had to cough up 4 million euros.
Gecko. God damn. His asshole's big.
How does a court go along with this and think it's a good idea?
It's
I don't know. The only thing I could think of is it's like kind of like somebody sues your homeowner's insurance when they trip out on the sidewalk or slip in the snow.
yeah.
Okay, but
That's the only thing I could think of. If it's true, then it would be that she was suing them because he knowingly gave her an STD in the back of a car.
Well,
But I
the
remember
way
it was a Hyundai, and I thought it was this insurance. His insurance company is who she sued, which they kick rocks. We're not paying for
well
you catching a disease you probably got
my
from somebody else.
my second ex-wife was a paralegal, and what it's called is tort law. That's like the McDonald's thing, the STD thing. It's tort law. That's a completely different thing.
I thought tort
And
law was like what Amber Heard did on Johnny's bed. Lady tort right on there.
She was
Tort,
twerking,
tort.
and then she laid
That's a
out a big old
tort.
steaming tort.
You can't make this shit up, guys. That's what I'm saying. Tort law, you can sue people for anything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
no, I don't know
Well,
what
that
you
one-
mean. This is fucking insane.
that one attorney years ago, and I can't remember who he was, but he said he was a district attorney or an attorney, and they were talking about charges and stuff, and he says I could convict a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
In a court of law, he says I could convict a ham sandwich.
Of
And,
what?
And it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, they can make up anything, and manipulate facts or just make them up on the fly. You know, I'm glad Johnny Depp won, but the average man doesn't have that opportunity because we don't have millions of dollars to dump into a legal fees.
No, we don't stand a fucking chance, homie. Not a fucking chance in hell. And
Well,
that's,
Father
where-
Saunders is alluding to a well-known fact because the old man's code is never waste a hard on and never ever trust a fart.
And he's a butthole commander, so I imagine he's probably sharded himself a couple of times.
It's possible. We had this. My first job was working for Lockheed Martin, and I was on swing shift. And we had this one old boy, and every day when he'd come in, he'd come through the hangar doors, jump up in the air, and kick his feet together, his heels together, and fart. And we always got a kick out of that because one day he fucking shit himself. And we were just waiting for it to happen the next time.
I had an uncle that did that on a golf course at midnight up in Alaska. We were on the driving range driving balls, and he looked at me and he cut the biggest, juiciest, wettest fart, and he just dropped his club, turned around, and walked over into the bushes. And he was wearing key bib overalls, and he could see the straps go flying up. And he'd come back 5 minutes later, all walking around like he felt great. And I said, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "Well, I shit myself." I said, "Well, I kind of figured that." And he goes, I go, "What'd you do over there in the bushes?" He goes, "Well, I cut my underwear off and wiped my ass, and I left them in the bushes for the next guy."
There you go.
Yeah,
There
I
you
would
go.
use my sock or something, but I mean, your underwear is shot anyway, so you might as well make the best of it.
Yeah.
hit you to the side.
Man, you always carry toilet paper. I don't care. Every vehicle needs a roll of toilet paper in it.
You would think.
Or you ain't country.
You ain't country. I mean, you squash that thing flat, stick it in the glove compartment. Mice might build a nest in it, but some of it's still usable.
Well, plus
Well, hell,
it's just smart thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a roll of ass wipe in my vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
carries wet wipes because he likes that clean, fresh feeling.
Hey,
Ooh.
no shit. When my son was deployed over there, he said if you can send cases of baby wipes, they wanted baby. It was chew and baby wipes.
Yeah.
Send
Yeah, they
cases.
didn't really care about anything else.
Yeah, they
But
just
having
wanted to
swamp
wipe
ass
down
when it's
and
120 degrees.
They said they'd throw those packages of wet wipes, the plastic ones, in coolers, make them cold.
Hmm? Okay.
I had he's an ex brother-in-law, and he was deployed over in the sandbox, and he had a pitcher standing next to a thermometer, and it went to 130 degrees, and it was out in the sun, and it said hot as hell, and it was at 130, and the needle was past it, and he took a selfie in front of that, and I was like, oh my god! But it was in direct sunlight, of course, so it was probably 120, 125. But he said that's the hottest he's ever been in his life.
Here's
Yeah.
a question for you. Why is it you guys never start any fucking conflicts with places with nice weather? I
Well,
don't
that
mean
was what
fucking,
World War
like,
II was.
too fucking tropically fucking hot. Like, we don't want 100% humidity, but, like,
Yeah,
somewhere nice
Cambodia.
where you can
Cambodia.
be on the beach. You know?
Well, some of these conflicts, it's where that oil is.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck, who cares? We need a vacation. Let's fucking all go to war somewhere nice.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the French Riviera.
Somewhere. That'd be great. Fuck, that sounds fantastic to me.
Well, that
I
was
don't know
World
about
War
you guys.
II. You just missed out on it.
Huh?
Yeah, we missed out on that. We could go to where old Castro goes. Where's old Judy go up there?
Oh, wait, up to Tofino?
Yeah,
Mm.
I hear
better
that's
idea.
nice.
Let's start the invasion here. Who's with me?
Hey, I got to duck out real quick and go get my final load of laundry out of the dryer. So if you're still
All
going,
right.
I'll come back in.
Wait a
See
minute.
you in a bit.
This stream was about disappointment, right?
Yeah, sort of like
Well-
JR's disappointed in me right now.
Well,
He thinks me and Chris y'all can take a walk off a cliff face first.
Why? What did I do?
I don't know.
I'm disappointed in Emperor Mitchell for not having this initiated by now, the takeover of Canada.
Well, fuck, it takes time and money, homie. Time and money.
I think it's money.
Well, it takes money. Yeah, look, unless you're going to convince Joe Biden to leave a fucking bunch of military hardware at my doorstep, I got to find another way to get it.
Yeah, he was slightly off on location about that, wasn't he?
Yeah. He should have just stuck and said, hey, let's just divert everything over to Chris's
2,000
house
miles.
and, yeah, fucking call it a
GPS
day.
was 2,000 off, you old dimension motherfucker.
How the fuck is that guy still alive? That's what I don't get.
I think it's kind of like Soros and all these other people. He's like cryoed or something, or they got, they got him on those. Yes, he's on something that's just keeping his old ass going.
Possibly. Wonder if they developed something. I mean, it's possible that they're just hiding it all from us, right?
Well, guys, I'll be 100% honest. That's the reason I'm trying to kick shit in high gear out here. Because you never know when this shit's gonna go south, and it's like, oh fuck. I've had that happen to me enough in life that I'm disappointed at myself that it took so long to. Hey, you better get ready for this shit.
Oh, yeah.
I should
That
never
ain't
got
no
married a
fucking-
second time.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed
That-
myself. I got married a second time.
I think we're all a little bit disappointed in you in that.
Indy, I'm right there with you. I got married the second time.
What
And-
the fuck? How damaged are you guys to get married a second time?
Well,
It's crazy pussy.
yeah.
I'll tell you right now. The second one's crazy pussy. First
Yeah.
one's like white picket fence. We're gonna have kids. The second one you don't have any kids with, but it's just crazy pussy.
I lied to
straight
myself. I lied to myself. I said, fuck it. I need a trophy wife now.
How's that trophy paying off?
Well, that trophy, I didn't have any children with her, so I don't owe her anything anymore. Of course she got the house, but that's all she got.
That's still too much.
Yeah, it's too much, but
But
you're
God damn, she was fine.
see that's
And,
what I'm saying.
and
It's
she
yeah,
did. And, I never got told no on nothing.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a high price to pay, but yeah.
And yeah, but she was insane, crazy.
Well,
She came after me one Sunday morning with a freaking paring knife.
Yeah.
guys, the second marriage is like taking 2 hits of acid and going in a heavy metal concert. You don't know how it's going to turn out. By the end of the night, it could be going hellish great or hellish bad. But it was a hell of a trip.
Yes. I mean, I'm gonna take you guys' word for it, obviously, but
I'm not even mad at my second wife.
like, Jesus Christ, man, you gotta have
Yeah,
like
I'm more mad at
brain
myself.
damage or something.
Yeah.
I'm more mad at
I can
myself.
kick myself for being an idiot and wasting some productivity, but I've known since I was a little kid, don't stick your dick in crazy. But
Well,
I did it.
You got
I
to
did
give
it.
yourself a break. It's biology.
I knew she was crazy.
Yeah. Telling you, when they pull out those knives, goddamn.
I mean, I've had a crazy one, I guess, but I kind of draw the limit at knives. Like, I don't like being stabbed, man.
Well, I had all my pew-pews in a locked safe that she didn't have the combination keys or anything to. Best investment I ever made.
Oh shit.
My first ex-wife come at me one morning in her mom's kitchen, or one afternoon, I should say, in her mom's kitchen with a 64-ounce ketchup bottle over her head, gonna just clock me with it. And for no reason, she just went off, and I blocked
Glass?
it. And no, I don't think it was, but it was full. It probably would have smarted.
Oh,
and
shit, yeah.
I blocked it with my hand, and it hit the floor, and it looked like you slaughtered a pig in their kitchen. And I just looked at her, and I said, "Look what you did. Now clean it up, you stupid bitch." And I turned around and walked off. And oh man, you talk about pissed off. But she had to clean it up because her mom was going to be showing up. She
Yeah.
didn't want her to know why the whole kitchen was covered in ketchup.
Oh, I've had a whole penny jar. Thank God it was plastic. A whole, like, big-ass penny jar thrown at me. It hit the corner of an upright. Busted and went everywhere. I'm like, you stupid bitch, look at the fucking mess. I mean, it was a big jar, too. Pennies everywhere. God damn.
Was that jar where you put a penny in the first year every time you get to have sex, and then you take a penny out every year or every time after that, and it never gets empty?
No, this was just a random change jar because there was a lot of pennies. The other one wouldn't have hardly any pennies in it. Wouldn't be
Hey,
as
Matt.
dramatic.
Anyways, my second wife, I was it was Sunday morning, laying in bed. I rolled over and snuggling up to her and kissed on her, and she says, "I got to get up and go to the bathroom." She gets up and goes to the bathroom and doesn't come back to bed when she told me she was going to come back to bed. Then I get up and I find her peeling freaking pumpkins. She loved to eat pumpkins. And she started telling me, "You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do the other thing, this, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, "Nope, I'm going to play video games today. You were supposed to come back to bed. And, if you ain't gonna do your thing, I ain't gonna do that thing. So I'm taking the day off from chores around the house. Man, she was like, "You will do this from blah blah blah. We have this to do." And she's like talking, with a knife in her hand, and then she just gets pissed off and takes a swing at me with it. And I'm like, "Hey, looks like we're getting a divorce."
They like those knives, man. I guess they like glisten as they're getting waved around. They like those knives.
No knives. But I mean, I had that one chick who was quite a bit older than me. I mean, she fucking punched at me with her goddamn rings on until my fucking hands.
Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you can say.
Is that what you
Hey,
do?
hey,
You
hey.
just interrupted me mid-story?
I'm sorry.
Is that what we're doing now?
Go ahead,
Serious.
Chris.
What? No, I forget now.
She punched at you with the
Be
rings
right
on.
back, beer.
Yeah. And cut my hands all to pieces. That was as close as I ever got to actually punching a woman, too. But fuck, dude, I was tore right to pieces with those fucking rings.
That scared Ape so much he left.
Well, fuck. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Try to be a little bit more kinder to Ape. He's a gentleman.
Oh. You know what they say?
What do they say?
Assholes will be assholes.
I think Saunders left.
Oh, that's possible. Traitors, every one of them. Fucking traitors. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm with Indy. That second one, I knew better. I really did.
Well, I would hope so, man. Fucking coming at you with shit. Like I said, man, you cross the line sometimes. And what you get in the end, you fucking earn it. The way I see it, you came at me with a knife. You better fucking use it. Because it isn't going to end well. You know what I mean? Like this isn't going to end well at all.
I just grabbed my laptop and left. Then I came back the next day, packed a couple of suitcases, and moved into a hotel.
Well, I can't blame you for doing that one, homie.
So found a little place to live, and then I went on a fucking 3-year fuck fest through Kiev.
Nice.
Oh.
No, I can't tolerate that, man. You're gonna try some shit like that. I mean, the worst part is if they go that far once, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no consequence, they'll just keep going there.
Yeah, you have to leave, or else it'll happen again.
Oh yeah. You're
While we
fucking
leaving?
right. Huh?
Where'd Ape go?
Ape, he just sort of dropped out. He didn't say, but he'll be back if he comes back. If he doesn't, we'll see him next time. We had the magnificence of his beard for, quite a long time, and I think we should all be thankful.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like Shinobi speeches. The amount of time that you get that is always fluctuating, and you just got to appreciate the time that you get it. Kind of like Scotty's feet.
Appreciate.
I'll take your word for that. I miss the foot cake.
What?
With the cake, he posted the wrong time that it was going to happen or something. I missed it too. I don't know. Oh,
No, he was super fucking early.
oh, was it?
Dude, it was like fucking 10 o'clock my time or something. And he's fucking like, well, actually, they might be, I can't remember if they're actually on par with us or not.
Yeah, he's on your time. They're on Pacific time.
So either way, 10 o'clock for me is too fucking early.
Hey,
He's
True
good.
Blood, I got a question.
Yo,
Next week, are you guys going to hit the upper mid 90s?
maybe, I don't know. We've been kissing the lower 80s this week.
Well, I was just wondering because next week, Indiana, Indianapolis, whatever the hell, supposed to hit low 90s, mid 90s, and then lower 90s through the week. So I didn't know if it was going to hit you guys that hard up there. What do you do for cooling?
Sweat. I don't have a house yet.
Right.
If I get too warm, I'll go jump in the lake.
Okay, so you got water clothes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And we got water snakes.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on those.
Guys,
Now I found out because I usually try to get my lake baths in the early morning that copperheads do not like it if you're using Head and Shoulders shampoo.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
they
that's
don't
good
like the
to know.
taste of that at all. They'll be swimming through the water and
Huh.
they'll turn around and go the other way.
That's good to know.
So if you ever want to get in the lake and wash your hair, it'll keep the snakes away.
Which is always good in my books. Because
Yeah.
I don't do well with those things.
If they don't bother you, don't. Was you fucking with it? Is
No,
that
I
how
wasn't
you got
fucking
bit?
with
Was
it.
you fucking with it?
No, I wasn't fucking with it.
A lot of times they get pissed because they live in little holes on the bank, and if you walk down, you'll squish their fucking house.
Dude, let's face it. They get fucking pissed because they're fucking angry fucking creatures. Nothing outside of that. They're just fucking angry creatures. That's all.
But no, the main thing is that you can cool off.
Yeah. And I'm thinking
Well, I meant to ask you how you're doing on your place.
I'm doing pretty good. I've got all the footings poured, and I'm pouring the post now.
But you're
So-
getting a bunch of rain.
Yeah, but it's been raining a lot this spring.
Yeah.
It's raining again tonight. But I'm in a little town right now that is absolutely known for its being a speed trap. And I just watched a guy do a rolling stop through a stop sign and then floor it. They've only got maybe 3,000 people in this little town, but they got 8 cops. This is the same town where they called me or called the cops on me for going to the dollar store.
Well, guess how many I have in my town?
No idea.
826.
Yeah.
826.
826 cops?
Yeah.
Jesus
In town.
Christ.
You had 800 people and 26 cops.
No, we don't even have any constables or anything. We have county sheriffs. That's all we got. That's how small we are. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Well,
you
the
said
town
you had 826 cops.
The town
No,
that I'm
no.
actually close to is unincorporated. But to come
Yeah.
down, I have to come down here to this little town to be able to get any good cell service. So, and it's about a half hour from my house.
Could you do a booster tower?
I
on your
will do
place?
that. I will do that as soon as I get.
Well, I
Because
just didn't know if that would, if you're in the elevation and everything you can do.
well, I've got to get. I've probably got to get up about 30 feet or more. I think I can do a booster because I live on a lake, and it's a man-made lake, so it's in a valley, and I gotta get up above the surrounding hillside to get a better signal.
Yeah, I've seen some valleys, damn nice homesteads, places on lakes and stuff, and they have zero. They can't get shit, as in signal. It's just
I
where you're at.
I can do enough to text. Like I can join in a lot of the chats, but as far as sending out video and audio, most of the time I can't do it. Some days when it's just perfect, I can do it. That's one of the little things that piss me off, but I don't let it get to me. And if the internet goes away tomorrow, I'd miss you guys, but I could live with it.
Yeah,
Now,
I like the internet, but
yeah, I like the fact that I can get any book I want. I pay $9 a month to Amazon, and I can read any book that's ever been written.
See, I like doing the audiobooks
yeah,
because I can listen to those and do stuff.
exactly. We don't have time to sit around and read with our eyes.
Well, that's what I do in the evening.
You're privileged. That's what we call that. Privilege.
I don't have a little kid to take care of, so
That ain't no shit.
Trust me, I don't have much problem dealing with the kid. The one that's
no,
attached to him.
but he has to come first.
Yeah, no, it's the one that's attached to him that's generally a problem.
Yeah.
Get their little asses out there and get them doing stuff.
And enjoy
planning
him
and-
while he is young,
Yeah.
because he's at the best age right now.
Well,
You're his hero. You can go play ball with him every day.
he likes to beat the crap out of me.
Hemi, I've got none left to dig. Everything is dug up. I've got all the footings poured, and I'm pouring the posts now. So I'm using post and beam construction, but my posts are cement. And I'm tied into the bedrock because we're in the middle of Tornado Alley here. And I don't want to pull a Dorothy.
Oh, yeah. That would suck, buddy.
Yeah.
But that's one of them fucking moments where it's like, Darwinism.
If you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, it'll be as soon as your fucking place is done.
I look around my woods and there's quite a few trees that have been blown over. So I know when I build that tower, it better be stuck to the ground pretty fucking good. 'Cause I haven't experienced it yet, but I know they get some hell of winds through there.
That would suck. That would suck hard, dude. Can you imagine fucking getting your place fucking nearly finished and just, tornado ripped through.
But that's part of life around here. You have to design for it. You put in a tornado shelter for a reason.
Design for it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, you gotta be forward thinking. See, I think that's one of the disappointments that we've all had is how the lack of critical thinking has went down so far that it's so frustrating just to talk to general population.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm combining my tornado shelter with my fucking water well, just so I don't have to drill it quite so far.
And you
I'm
could put
bust,
a root cellar.
yeah, and I'm gonna have a well in there, which will help it keep cool.
And see, you set up solar, and you could actually have a radiator circulating things from the water from the well, which is what, 56 degrees, which would keep the root cellar 56 degrees.
Well, I'm planning on using the lake that I live next to as my thermal mass for my um, heat exchanger for the summer cooling
That's
of
some
the
mass.
house.
That's some mass.
You know, so I'm gonna drop um, a couple 100 feet of plastic tubing in that lake, and then circulate water through that tubing. You know, I'll have bottom of the lake temperatures running through my I have radiant heat. I'm gonna have radiant heat in the floors, and in the summer it'll be radiant cooling. The only thing I'm gonna do a test run on that, and if I get condensation on that on the radiant heat or the radiant cooling, I'm gonna have to figure out a different way. But
Well, I
you
mean,
know, maybe run it as a forced air across a radiator
if
where
you're, or, I was gonna say, if you're digging a basement or anything like that, you can always put it on the outside of the basement wall, unless of course it's just dirt.
it is.
So
Well,
just
it's
walls and
gravel. I put gravel next to or when I'm going to pour it, I'm going to put gravel next to it. Night,
okay, so
Saunders.
no, you're gonna pour a basement. You're actually doing a cement basement.
Well, the thing is I've got 4 feet of topsoil, and then it gets to bedrock. So I've got to dig a few more feet down through the bedrock to have the basement.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
can't. Yeah, he's got a plateau.
Yeah, I live on a point.
I mean, he
That,
could go down to the rock and have an open concept in the middle, but he's just building a tiny home.
Hmm.
He needs a
so,
bigger
Well,
shop.
I'll have to see the plans, I guess.
well, maybe I'll have a bigger shop at some point in time, but right now I've got a fairly decent sized shop planned, 32 by 32.
Yeah, for building the ultralights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how much fucking payload can they carry if you were to fill it with bombs?
Chris, the best thing to do with those would be to have the ultralight act as a drone, like a mothership,
Oh yeah, that works too.
you know, and you just tether them and generate extra electricity and have them fly along with you. And then when you need them to go and do a suicide run on somebody, you don't have to worry about the carrying capacity of your ultralight.
Right. Sounds
You
good.
have the bombs fly themselves.
That sounds good. I like it. Let's make it happen. Where do we start?
I got to finish my shop first.
Okay. You need like a week?
Woo!
Now we're doing this at True Blood speed.
Woo!
Week and a half?
You know, if I had a full shop with dedicated tooling, I could probably crank out a plane a week,
Nice.
ultralight.
Nice. Well, color me interested because we're gonna need some kind of method of like suicide bombing or some shit. I don't know. Well, I
Well,
suppose
we
no
can do like the
suicide.
Ukrainians did and have a lot of that stuff just be off the shelf Chinese drones.
Yeah, no, those work too.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff the Ukrainians have done is they put a hand grenade on a drone and fly it into a group of guys. Boom.
Yeah.
Yep, gotta improvise. Well, I mean, they seem to be having a lot of success with the what do you call it? Those well, I guess they're not cheap drones. They're like $400 or $500, but they're using those in Afghanistan constantly now for fucking bombing runs.
Yeah, I thought they stopped fighting in Afghanistan.
They haven't stopped fighting anywhere. You know what all the fucking wars that you guys have gone through have fucking accomplished? Fuck all.
Probably
No,
technology.
Afghanistan technically started in 1980 when the Soviets invaded.
Yeah, but they
technical
fucking attacked.
advancement for weaponry.
They attacked the
Technical
Soviets
advancement
first.
for weaponry. In-field trials.
No matter what we call it, it's all the same shit. Wars that you guys have had have counted for nothing. It's equaled up to nothing, and a lot of lost lives for nothing. To slow down, and actually, I would say it's done more to continue it. If anything.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Chris, that the wars that have been fought for the enrichment of the the enrichment of the how did Eisenhower put it? The military industrial complex have been completely worthless and useless.
Yep. All it's done is cost a lot of fucking lives, man. I mean, it sucks, but then again, when was the last time a war actually accomplished anything? World War II? Was the last time something got accomplished?
Well, it depends on how you define accomplish.
Didn't lead to just more war. Like something actually ended. It was resolved,
Yeah. Well, Afghanistan ended. We lost because of the way Biden got us out of there, not because we lost the war. Same thing with Vietnam. We lost. Not because we didn't kill more of them than they killed of us, but because of the way we got out of it.
Yeah, they won the propaganda war.
They had the will to fight longer than we had the will to fight. Iraq, I think that you could count that as a win, sort of.
Really?
Yeah. Other shit cropped up, but the actual fighting Iraq, You could say that ended when they hung Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Now,
True. But I mean, there's still
a couple
conflict
of
going on.
generations ago, they would have gone in there, kicked ass, did what they needed to do, and get the fuck out. They wouldn't have tried this nation building bullshit. That's what they should have done in Afghanistan too. Hemi, I would have to agree with you. The second Iraq time, the first Iraq war, was because Iraq invaded Kuwait, and we had a treaty with Kuwait saying we would defend them.
Yeah.
The second Iraq war was based on lies, and that it never needed to be. It never needed to happen.
Oh, how many of them have been based on lies now?
Well, Vietnam, Gulf of Tonkin was completely fabricated. Spanish-American War. Remember the Maine?
Mm.
U.S. blew up its own fucking battleship in Havana Harbor. Afghanistan. Afghanistan was harboring Al Qaeda, and he ran away to Pakistan. But we didn't go to war with Pakistan. Pakistan had nukes, so we just flew in some special operators. Even though the people in the Hindu Kush, the people in the Hindu Kush, whether they're in Afghanistan or Pakistan, look at themselves as the people of the Hindu Kush. They don't look at themselves as Pakistanis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but wasn't the nuke thing completely disproven?
What, Pakistan having nukes?
Well, whoever you said had nukes, Afghanistan, wasn't it? You said had nukes.
No, I said Pakistan.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wasn't that completely disproven?
They never said Pakistan. I mean, Afghanistan had nukes. They were saying that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
And that was a lie.
Yeah, which they didn't. So
they used to.
Well, I mean, fuck, I can build a nuke in my basement. It won't be big. Probably won't be too devastating, but it'll still be considered a nuke.
Hemi.
I don't think most people realize like how easy it is to actually come across those materials. Like some of them you have to have a lot of knowledge and understanding of how shit works, but it ain't hard. Building dirty bombs and stuff is not that hard. Fuck, you can build a dirty bomb with literally old fucking smoke detectors. Not only that, but it'll be very effective because it's beta radiation. And that's just although it needs contact, like if you inhale it or, ingest it in some way, you are literally fucked. Like it is game over.
Is beta the one that attacks the thyroid?
They all attack the thyroid. They can all attack the thyroid. Yeah.
Well, I thought one was the worst one.
Well, beta is bad because, like I said, once it's inside the body, it doesn't pass through.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
This doesn't require anything to pass through. It just stays with you. So if you can manage to get beta radiation inside your body from radioactive material, it's not going anywhere.
Well, that's one of the big things, like Joel Scott and them say, you can anti-nuke your house. Plastic and other things. It's a lot to do with the debris.
Yeah, it's beta radiation you're stopping there, though.
Yeah.
Alpha radiation, you won't. It passes through, right? But yes, there are other after products Like,
Puppies. Da 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 da. Puppies.
are you supposed to be muted? Because we totally all heard that.
Oop, my bad.
See, proof he doesn't listen to us at all.
No, my dog. Guys, this dog's 14 years old and it survived my second wife. He about met the same fate as me. You gotta love a dog.
I can agree with that. I haven't had one in years, but not because I didn't want one.
They're a pain in the ass. Like kids.
They retarded kids.
Is Hemi there?
Yeah.
Sure. Emmy's here. He's just quiet. He's our lurker.
Yeah. I wanted to comment on the what an outsider looking in at America's little foreign endeavors over the past 2 decades. And the first one in Iraq was about oil and Kurds, murdering Kurd. It was actually, what is it? That's what we call a civil war that you guys went and stuck your nose in, right? With an agreement, you said you had a treaty with Kuwait, right? But then the second time was about Bush and Cheney and then making.
Good question. I don't know.
Contract.
Hemi, your signal's
Did
not
Did I lose
covering
him?
good.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm fucking.
But I hear what you're saying, that the first Gulf War, they went in and the U.S. didn't protect the Kurds when Saddam Hussein went up there and gassed them.
Mm.
And they did. Iraq did have weapons of mass destruction, but they stopped making them, and they found maybe a case or two of mustard gas shells when they did that weapons inspection after the second Gulf War got started. But they didn't find any new weapons, any new WMDs. The old shells were rusted and not fireable. If you know anything about chemical warfare, you have, when you use that stuff, you have to put it in. You can't just leave it in a shell and bury it in the desert for fucking 20 years and expect to use it again.
Yeah.
The mustard gas will corrode the shells and make them so they won't fire anymore, or even if they did, but there wasn't, thousands of tons of WMDs. There was none of these mobile fucking chemical warfare factories like Colin Powell was telling the UN and all that stuff. That was all a lie.
Yep.
There was a little bit of ordnance, and I mean a little bit, not even enough.
Well, especially when it comes to the chemical weapons. I mean, a lot of those are mixed even now. Like, they're mixed and then put into the shell. And
Right.
then they're
And
fired right away.
Right.
Because they don't last.
Right. And Hemi's really, he's correct about that. It was a war for fucking Halliburton.
Oh, Halliburton oil.
Halliburton has a lot of different stuff, but Dick Cheney's old company, Halliburton, also has a bunch of silver or civilian contracting contracts with the military.
Yep.
Everything from your laundry to the freaking maintenance contracts, and they also provide services like that to the oil companies.
Yep.
And
here in Alberta.
And the CIA went fucking nuts, doing all kinds of crazy stuff with the war on terror, which was, completely against everybody's rules.
Well, look at Benghazi.
Yeah, look at Benghazi. Well, Benghazi was under Obama.
But that's still
Um,
CIA.
It was CIA because they were selling them fucking missiles.
Okay, explain the Benghazi thing to the layman here, because
All right. Benghazi was a consulate. It wasn't even the embassy.
mhm.
And the ambassador for the United States was doing a gun deal with the guys who were fighting because what's his name? Gaddafi hadn't been found yet, but they were doing they had linked up with the Muslim Brotherhood and were selling guns to the Muslim Brotherhood. That deal went south somehow or another, and they decided to fucking kill the American gun dealers and take their shit.
Okay.
So they stormed the consulate in Benghazi, and the ambassador and a bunch of SEALs died. Hey, we got rebel against defeat. Welcome, brother.
Brother Rad.
But
So,
yeah, there
the
was
Benghazi
actual.
thing was an
They
actual
they
deal.
overran the consulate, and we had resources on station ready to roll out, and somebody told.
Yeah,
to
they
stand
had.
down. They told them to stand down.
Yeah, they had a Marine strike force ready to fly in from Italy, which is not that far from Benghazi.
Mhm.
It's just right across the Med. They could have had people there in a half hour.
Well, there's a movie, 13 Hours or something like that,
Yep.
which was a movie documentary from the group that was there that survived it.
Which is not that far from
Yeah, they were blowing those
Brad.
guys shit for telling the story the way they did.
Your YouTube.
Well, there's a movie, 13.
Rebel, you got your YouTube on still.
I'm good right now, brothers.
Alrighty, buddy.
Okay.
What's going on?
What's going on with Brandon Trueblood, the Emperor, and Indy? Just here to be part of the legends.
Oh,
Thursday
wow.
night
in
chill
my
stream.
glory.
I get tired of people that say, "Oh, I got 100,000 subscribers. I can't talk to anyone." The best channels are small channels, in my opinion.
Well, good, because I don't even have 100. I don't even have 100 subscribers.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's a great attitude. I mean, the reality is this: men help men. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Amen.
Hey, if anybody wants to come out and help me cut up trees, that'd be great.
Oh, I did that growing up in Oregon with my dad. We had a wood stove and cut firewood. My dad would never buy cords of wood. We'd have to go out and cut them down and then stack them for the winter, me and my brother.
Yep.
That was in the 70s, early 80s. And these fucking kids, even my kids, my boys who I'm trying to teach, slowly but surely are figuring it out. Most kids today don't even know what a spare tire is. They don't even know what a tire iron is. They don't even know how to take off a fucking tire.
Dude. Okay. While I was living in Wisconsin, I was working on a job for my neighbor, and a guy was out in the parking lot and could not figure out how to change his tire, and he was 39.
Oh,
So
no.
it's not just kids.
So I'm lucky. I grew up with a very chauvinistic. My parents are still married. My dad was an asshole. He had a belt and a fucking stick. He burnt the stick when me and my sister and my brother were good. But he taught us how to do brakes, shocks, furnace filters, stack wood, chop wood, grow plants. And to this day, my dad was an asshole. And I'm so glad I grew up with an asshole. Like, seriously. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he
Yes.
taught us. And he grew up, his dad was a dick too.
Was a bigger dick, probably.
But guess what? I'm here because of my dad, and I respect him today because I've got kids that, you know, half their life they've been raised by their mother, who's the friend. She wants to be the friend, and that's not good. I told my boys, I'm not your friend. I'm your dad.
Well, you can be kind to your kids and still sort of be, you know, good with them, but that doesn't mean you can't still discipline them or be strict when it needs to be. Like that's like nobody being strict all the time is going to be effective either, but being soft all the time is never going to be effective.
Kids are assholes.
You're absolutely right, Chris. You're absolutely right. I mean, the reality is this. Kids need structure. My attorney brought that up in the court case, that kids, I was the structure routine parent. My ex was the friend. Friends always bamboozle the other friends. And so, you know, whatever. But we're on Brandon's live stream. You know, my favorite channels are the smallest channels ever. So go figure.
Go figure. Well, hey,
Well, we like your channel too, Rad.
We like having you around, but you know, I have to agree with you. I mean, once you like, dude, even to get the hammer hands level of how many people are in his chat, like you can't, like I can't keep up with the people I have. I don't go usually over 25. I can't imagine having 400 people fucking chatting me all at once.
Well, I like to, you know, in my chats, you guys always hear, I mean, I literally go through everybody's comment, unless it's, you know, an inter-chat comment, because I think everybody has a voice and everybody has a story. And regardless if you have one subscriber or a million, I'm sick and tired of people that need to, we're here to help men and to help ourselves if you think about it. So True Blood's channel, your channel, Father Saunders, guys, one fast stack on 160 subscribers when he started, when I really figured out who he was. And now he's basically my level, which is great. And hopefully more people, more channels will appear because we need to hear the experience and the stories of everybody. Yeah. And Brandon's got a story. Chris has a story. Indy, Hemi, Mouth, Agape, Ape. Everybody has a story. And those stories will filter through and help people that you have no idea. I guarantee every one of your channels has helped somebody.
Well, I sure hope so.
That's what I was going for.
It's helped me to just be able to vent a lot of times.
Yeah, and I mean, Eric Zombro has mentioned that a few times. He's like, dude, this is good, better than therapy for me. I was like, dude, it is my therapy. I mean, this is where I came, you know, was to groups just like this when I was ready to eat my own gun.
So I love that, Chris. I mean, here's the deal, Emperor. So in 2015, which was 7 years ago, I was going through a divorce. My youngest was 9. I didn't know where to turn. I typed in, literally, in Google, how to convince my ex to not divorce me. I came upon Big John's channel, and I literally watched his channels with Natural Light and Keystone Light all weekend, and I realized, and I was reading the comments, I'm not alone. We're a brotherhood, and this is the best therapy ever to help guys. Regardless, all you guys are like, I could hang out with all you guys for 2 weeks in Mexico, and it would be like, you know, amazing. But I learned so much about myself by hearing the fact that people were just like me, going through divorce, being bamboozled, being
Yep.
fucked over by the court, guys, I've been through everything. I've had the police call on me 3 fucking times.
Yep. Having your fucking kids used against you like they're pawns. I mean, who the fuck thinks that's okay? Well, that's
And-
just it.
Yes.
And Brad, I got to hand it to you. You're one of the few people who've lost more money than I did. So,
Yeah, you know what, you guys, I'm telling you, out of my success when I was married, I had a great wife and a mother until the oldest turned 12, and then the bitch switch turned on. I have a video about that. I would never pick another mother, and but when my oldest is almost 24, so when she was 12, that's when mom became a friend. And I tell guys this. Number one, they can't be friends of the boys. If they become friends with the boys, your boys are going to be homosexual or they're going to be very wimpy, and you have to be strong. But the reality is this. We have to stand strong and get this message out. The courts will always 85% rule for the fucking woman. Now, I think I've talked about this a couple times. My divorce, my legal fees, what I split is over 7 figures.
Trousers.
I was successful what I did, but guess what? The peace, quiet, and freedom that I have, I've earned a lot of it back because I don't have a fucking woman wanting to have everything. But guaranteed, divorce doesn't cost 50 grand. It costs 500 grand.
Well, either way, I didn't have any of it, so I couldn't afford fuck all. I mean, even after the divorce was like when we were finally going through it, you know what I mean? Like we were knees deep in our shit here and coming up on the end. By the end of that, I had about 25K put into it, and it got me nowhere. 25K was nothing to these people. Nothing.
Hey,
That's why I tell guys, I do not recommend. I'm not anti. I do not recommend marriage, cohabitation, or kids in today's society. And
Not even
Canada is probably 20% worse than the U.S.
When you guys, like I said, 2 years ago, the new numbers came out, right? For how many fathers have access to their children, or little to no access, I should say. And it went from 82% to 96%. So in Canada, when you guys were at 92%, we were at 93%. So we're worse than you guys.
You just got to one up us on everything, huh, Mitchell?
Pretty much, buddy.
See,
Pretty much.
that's how he
and
is.
I don't know what it is about the 12-year mark, but at the 12-year mark, my first wife started losing weight, started shaving her pussy, and started cheating on me.
Yeah, it's generally how it works.
If you're with a woman for, I don't know, 10 years or something like that, and all of a sudden she starts losing weight, shaving her pussy, something's up, guys. Come on. Yeah. Something's up.
She's already got a boyfriend.
Yeah, dude.
Or one on the line.
She's shaving her legs more than twice a week or something. What the fuck? Come on.
You know, I don't know what it is about the 12, and the reason she gave me was because when we first got married, I was an electrician. I hadn't used my GI Bill to go to the school or anything. When my first kid came around, we should call him Lucky. I got married to her. Literally on the day I was going to dump her as my girlfriend, she tells me she's pregnant. And so, well, I did the right thing. I made a baby, so I had to be the daddy. And if I was going to be a daddy, I wanted to be able to provide. So I went to school while working. And then I got a better job, as an engineer, and started pulling in some big bucks. And I had to dress for the office instead of dressing for the construction site. And she told me I was not scruffy enough anymore. And then I didn't get her pussy wet.
So she wanted you scruffy?
She wanted me scruffy.
I love it, Brandon. The reality is this: the woman's brain and the male's brain are so fucking opposite. We cannot convince a woman. We cannot make them happy.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, because
I tell guys, I get so many fucking emails. You guys be fucking, and Chris is probably getting them. Brandon's probably getting them. Hemi, all you guys. Hey, Rad, I like this girl. She said hi to me. She wants your attention. You have no fucking idea. My boys, I have a 17 and a 21-year-old. And I have a 23-year-old daughter that I've talked about. Guess what? 9 tattoos. She's probably been ran through because her dad has not been in the picture. I am a very fucking masculine man, but her mother, and she sided with her mother. But what I'm saying is this: we have to stand our fucking ground. And it's going to be a shit show going forward because the fucking this Generation Z and Generation fucking whack job, they're all fucking pussies.
Oh, dude. Unbelievable.
Yeah, my son's a big pussy.
They're so bad that they don't even know what gender they are anymore. They're confused if they're boys or girls.
My
son has my son has beautiful hair, though.
Well, that's all right. That's a trait. Some of us are.
Well, what did Mouth say? Mouth of Gay Babe. What did you say?
Yesterday, one of my best friend's nephews got married, and this kid just graduated high school 3 weeks ago.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
He went into the army, went into basic training last year. Between his junior and senior year, he took the whole summer, went through basic, got all through that, came back, and then I see my buddy's pickup here in town. He lives on the other side of the state, and I saw him. I was like, "What are you doing sneaking into my town?" You know, I always catch him sneaking. And he goes, "Well, we're here for his nephew's wedding. They're gonna go get married over in Wyoming." I'm like, "Did he knock her up?" And he goes, "Nah, he ain't getting married the old-fashioned way." And I just busted up laughing. But 18, he just graduated 3 weeks ago. I thought, that poor kid. I hope it works for him. He's a solid kid, man. He's trying to, you know, get a career going. You know, he wants to be in the military. And I said, well, you know, that's cool. You want to do it. But yeah, it's just, I've known that kid when he was 3 years old. I was like, oh, dang, he just tied the knot. And I was like, in 3 days, I would have been married to my second wife for 13 years. So we got divorced right before 12 years. It's like Brandon said, there's a weird thing about that 12 years. You get that decade under your belt, and it's just, you just grow apart. You don't have the desire for each other, or you get tired of each other's bullshit. You want to just stay at work because you don't want to go home.
Yeah, you're right. The reality is this: we grow tired of people. I have a difficult time being around my 2 boys 100% of the time. We need an outlet. And, you know, men are so patient with women, and women just go nuts if, you know, they change. I married my wife at 24. She's beautiful. By the time she was 30, she changed 20 times. By the time we divorced at 43, I'm going to be 50 this year. Thank you. She's changed a million times. And guys, you can't fight biology. And I want to lay it down to Chinatown with these kids today and everybody else in the channel. There's nothing we can do to make people love us or stay with us, especially our wives who have birthed our kids. Mm-hmm. And we have to realize that it's female nature. It's not our fault. You know what? It's really not their fault. And somebody got mad at me on my fucking one of my comments said, "Rad, you're making excuses for women." No, I'm not. No, women are different than us. We have to be men and realize they're fucking gonna change. There's more. Every day you're with a woman. If you're married to a woman, 12 hurricanes a day. Guaranteed. 12 fucking hurricanes. Ask Chris.
Brad, was it you that said in one of your streams that women, when they hook up with you, they take a snapshot, and
Yeah.
every day that snapshot fades, and eventually they wake up and you're not the person they fell in love with anymore? Was it you
Men,
that said that?
yeah, absolutely. Men love women, and women love opportunity, and that's okay. I'm telling you guys, that is women. What are we going to do to change it? Nothing. What we're going to do is put ourselves first and realize that we are the fucking prize. I was watching some fucking channel that talked about some PUA. I'm not going to mention his name. He's got 1,500 lays.
Oh my God.
We all know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring his name up, but what
Anthony.
the fuck? That guy has put women as the center of his fucking life.
Not only
And
that,
and two
fuck-
trannies.
fuck 2 trannies on top of that, but he ain't gay.
Well, I could care less, but this guy is fucking like run by women. Like
Yeah.
I've been with a ton of chicks. The pussy doesn't get better, bros. I'm just saying, it's
No,
the
it's
same.
just different.
Hey, I'd like to welcome Shinobi, Chaos, and David Smith to the chat.
Hell yeah!
Some are better, some are worse.
Shinobi here?
But you know what? You know what they ain't? Dicks. Pussies are not dicks.
No,
But John Anthony
It takes a
Lifestyle,
dick to fucking asshole.
John Anthony Lifestyle thinks he's a PUA because he.
Why would like 1,500 lays? What does that do? I'm telling you guys, if you had 1,500 fucking lays, your fucking brain would be fucking whacked. Like that's not good for men.
my
Like
brain's already whacked though.
like I bet
If-
with a lot
yeah,
of
you're
women, it's not good. Like
your mental health isn't going to be good because you're just going for that next endorphin shot.
Well, you know,
dude,
you can't base your life off of female validation.
like
You know,
said,
just because you can get laid, hell, I can get laid, and I'm a 55-year-old fat man.
I'd lay you, Brandon. Come on, what up? You're right. I mean, you're right.
You know, as long as I'm able to talk to somebody and I can tell a good story, I can get laid.
yeah. But,
You know, I don't look good, but I can talk my way into any fucking woman's pants I want to.
Guys,
I choose not to because the juice ain't worth the squeeze, fellas.
I just don't get how these PUAs have gone so fucking far into that rabbit hole now that they believe that sleeping with guys is like sleeping with women.
Well, that's because you're transphobic, Emperor.
Well, obviously I'm fucking transphobic, but hey, you know what? If I like sleeping with trans dudes, right? I wouldn't say that I was also a fucking a woman pickup artist. I just say I'm willing to fuck anything that moves. Literally, even if it's breathing, that's good.
I love that comment, Chris and Brandon. Greg Adams. I don't know if you guys watch him. I watch him a lot. I think he's funny. But he brought up the fact that these boys today are going to be laying with transgendered folks because it's the narrative and they've been raised by single mothers. And I completely agree with him. They're going to say, they're trying to groom them. They can't get with women. So, you know, what are they going to get with? Fucking pocket pussy or fucking tranny?
Dude, it's fucking sick. This is the second time I've heard this.
It's sick.
First, it was that fucking whore master guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, PUA should be sleeping with fucking trans women too." They're just like men or real women. It's like,
Hey,
no,
you
they're
got
not.
to admit,
They're
though,
fucking dudes.
Hormaxer has a hell of a dance. Come on.
Yeah, I suppose.
He's
eh?
got moves.
But when you're hearing somebody like John Anthony Lifestyle come out and fucking say, "Oh yeah, I slept with 2 trans dudes," that doesn't make me gay. Yes, it does, motherfucker. Makes you at least bisexual.
I've lived in Mexico, Colombia, and Venezuela. It's fucking cakewalk to nail chicks. He's the fucking whack job. He has not screwed 1,500 women. That's fucking.
No. Where's his fucking receipts?
Oh, he's got documentation. You just ask him.
Oh,
he
yeah?
might have had sex with 1,500 prostitutes.
Well, he's
Yeah,
definitely
I
had sex with guys.
Brandon brought it up. Yeah, you can pay for that shit. Look, this is a guy that says, let's get realistic. He says he's had sex with over 1,500 women. Where is his mentality through the day? His mentality is on women. Is it making himself better?
Nope.
Making himself become a different version of himself? No, he's
like any other addict. You know, that's his drug, his pussy.
Correct.
He doesn't, he's not able to apply the positive energy that most men use for, bettering themselves, creating wealth, or building their environment to a comfortable place, or just fixing your car. He's not able to apply that type of energy to anything other than chasing pussy. And that's a sad thing. Just like somebody who's hooked on cocaine, all they can think of is where they're going to get that next line, and how are they going to pay for it, and how are they going to get it if they can't pay for it.
Correct.
It's very sad.
Well, did you guys see that when Chronic roasted him or called up on his show and talked to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then slammed his girlfriend, said she was a low-value woman and everything. But when after he roasted him, he showed pictures of this guy. He's hiring OnlyFans girls are hiring these broads to hang out with them. It's just like the typical pickup artist that got a bunch of hoes running around on a yacht that they leased for a day, to look good. And you got all these skanks running around.
They're no different than Fresh and Fit guys, the fucking Hormaxer guys. They're all the same. That's what my stream was going to be about tonight. I was going to pick on the PUAs because it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's easy to pick on those guys.
Yeah,
because they're addicts, and there's nothing dumber in life than being an addict.
Well, they're not just addicts, but they're fucking con men and liars.
Yeah,
right. Like,
but an addict is a thief or a con man or a liar.
Tomasi is the predecessor of half of these fucking guys. Okay, you got Rolo Tomasi, you got Donovan Sharp, you got fucking Fresh and Fit, John Anthony Lifestyle. I think that's his proper name. Who else was it? Fucking
Richard.
I gotta be honest with you, Rad. I know you've had him on your show, but 5 years of freedom, no different. I'm sorry, man. Same fucking thing. Everything I see coming from that guy screams PUA. It screams it. And I'm not the only one that notices that.
You know what? There's a lot of PUAs out there that, look, all these women today run men. 98% of men are run by fucking women.
Yep.
I say this, I do not recommend marriage, cohabitation, or kids. Am I anti-marriage? Fuck no. I do not recommend it.
Yeah, because the laws haven't gotten any better.
Well, I would never recommend it because guess what? I've been through it. Guys, I wrote a little booklet that said my 24 principles. I've been through it. I've had the fucking cops calling me. Not once, but twice, but 3 fucking times. I get it. And I'm telling guys, I want to help every fucking person that lives under a fucking bridge, in a fucking tent, in a van, in a fucking house, that this is the deal. Do not put your fucking eggs into a fucking woman. build yourself up. It's difficult because people, most likely men, because we're all the fucking same, we believe in the fantasy. We go back to the woman that we fell in love with. And the reality, she is turned into a fucking Jezebel.
Oh, fuck. They're all Jezebels.
Well, Polska, Bob, I hope your tooth feels better soon.
At least they all have the ability to be Jezebel. I shouldn't say they're all Jezebels, but they all have the ability. It's just like the divorce fucking rape thing. They all have the ability to take your kids, fuck you, and put you through a fucking cleaner, right? They all have that. So until
Chris,
that's different.
Chris, how old are your kids again?
My oldest is turning 11 this month.
And your youngest
Sorry,
is not?
next month. He's 11 next month. My youngest is 11 next week. Or sorry, 3 next week.
3?
3, yeah.
You got 8 years different, so you got some time.
Yeah, I got 2 more in between
consistent.
that.
You got to be consistent. I mean, people ask me all the time. Probably ask Mouth Agape and Brandon and you, Indy and everybody. Hey, are the laws going to change? No. In the United
No.
States, we have a single tax and we have a marriage tax. Simple as that. It ain't going to change. So we have to tell people, look, I am not anti-marriage. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend kids. I don't recommend cohabitation. You're fucked.
Yep.
I don't care how attractive. Look at Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. I watched him in 21 Jump Street. I've watched most of his fucking, I think he's an amazing fucking actor. He's a great fucking guitarist. He played on Oasis back in 1998, their album. And, you know, he spent, what, $10 million to show this fucking bitch that she fucking lied. So guess what? Johnny Depp's a dipshit. He needs to fucking, like, literally change a lot of fucking shit about himself. But he decided that she lied, and he put her on trial, and the world fucking believed him. That's a win for men.
Yes,
but it took him 6 years to get believed.
Took 6 fucking years.
How long will that last? How long will his win last?
Well, luckily forever.
We hope, right?
Yeah.
And since he did it in civil court, he can be like who's the family of the O.J. Simpson's wife that he murdered?
Nicole Brown.
Nicole Brown.
Yeah, they are never going to let go of O.J. Simpson until he pays off the money he doesn't have.
And Ronald Goldman.
Yeah, and they have been going after him for years and years and years. And hopefully Johnny does the same thing to Heard, because she doesn't have the money to pay the damages.
She's bankrupt, Brandon.
Yes.
Like you said, she's yeah, I was watching a goddamn deal. She can't even pay him off. And he can seize her fucking assets, and I hope he fucking does. That fucking bitch. You know, Johnny, he's a whack job. Let's be real. I like his shit, but he fucked up. He was doing cocaine. He's a fucking wino, whatever. He never hit her. And whatever. She showed female nature, front row and center. And that's a good win for us. But the reality is this. Cost him, what, $7 million to do that? Yeah, and the Duluth model is fucked up.
And it cost him his franchise as Captain Jack Sparrow.
It cost him hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, which they are now trying to actually get him back onto that.
And then she gets nuked off of Aquaman. So
finally,
finally,
not because there wasn't a 3 million fucking signed petition to have her removed. You know, they just decided now that I think we're gonna follow those people. No bullshit. She lost. If she had won, you would have kept her.
Polska says he lost over 100 million. He went after her for 50 million, which would have been what the last two sequels of Pirates at 50 million. But yeah, I think Johnny Depp has lost not even 100 million. I think he's lost 300 million because the whole like, you know,
he doesn't just do Pirates of the Caribbean. He was doing like 5 movies a year.
Doing a lot of voice acting too for animations and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Johnny, I love Johnny Depp. I think he's one of the greatest actors of all time. He's a character actor. If you watch his shit like Ed Wood, if you watch what he's done or Pirates, that fucker's good. He's from Kentucky. Brandon, aren't you from Kentucky?
No. I was born in Colorado and I live in Kansas.
All right. So who's someone from Kentucky? But fuck, he's been a good actor, and he fucking caved for a fucking gal 20 years younger, hot as fuck when he nailed her, and he simped out. He simped out.
I think she was a used up fish market, but that's already been brought up.
Guys, I'm out. You guys are great. Keep it real.
Right,
later on, Rad. Thanks for coming.
You got it, brothers.
See you, Rad.
Hey, Ghost is from Kentucky.
Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost MGTOW.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's got some great videos.
Hey, I got something I want to run by you guys. This should
Okay.
have been my the sign to walk away from my second marriage. So it would have been, like I said, on the 12th, would have been 13 years. So 09. We're at the hotel parking lot where we're going to have our reception and everything. We got married up in the Black Hills in South Dakota. So we had everything set up at the hotel, and then we were going to go do the service. And I'm backing my pickup up in this parking lot, and my ex-wife was standing outside of the truck, and I said, "Hey, spot me so I don't hit any of these bushes or trees back behind me, you know." And she's like, "Okay." And so she's watching it, and she goes, "There's a crow hopping around back there." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "There's a crow hopping around, but he'll get out of the way." I was backing up at a 1 mile an hour. I ran over this crow with my rear tire. I heard him pop. I heard this pop, and I kind of looked at her, and she's like, looks like she's gonna puke. And I said, "What happened?" She goes, "You ran over him." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, you ran over him." And so I get out of my truck, and yeah, sure shit, I ran over this crow, flattened him. I heard him pop, and you couldn't have pulled his heart out of his chest any cleaner with a razor blade or a scalpel. His heart was laying a foot away from my tire, and he was smashed flat as shit. And I looked at that. I said, "That's his heart." And I looked at her, and I said, "Well, that's creepy." You couldn't have cut this heart out of this crow any cleaner. It blew his heart out of his chest. I'm like, so then I started thinking, well, what all the Indians they say about crows and all the beliefs and all this. I was like, is this a sign? And she's just looking at me. I was like, oh, I should have ran. I should have turned around and said, I got to go. I'm going to go buy a pack of cigarettes. I didn't even smoke. I got to get some cigarettes.
Just never come back.
Oh, so what do you think about that? Was that a sign saying, yeah,
that was a sign. That was definitely a sign.
That poor crow gave up his life on my wedding day to tell me, run.
That wasn't a crow. That was a spirit animal.
Oh, man. I tell you what, it gave me the freaking shivers when I saw that, because I thought, well, I ran over that poor guy because I could see him bouncing around back there. I was rolling so slow. There's no way he didn't see me. And I ran right over him and blew his heart out of his chest and clean as a whistle. It was amazing. I should have took the sign, and
That's one dumb
split.
fucking crow. No, I mean, let's seriously think about that for a sec. Crows can fucking fly right off if they wanted to. Even if they can't, they can hop pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
Motherfucker just stood there and took it.
yeah.
That's a dumb fucking crow. You ran over a retarded crow.
Maybe he just maybe his old lady was back at the nest, running her mouth, running his ass, and he thought, oh, I'm done.
Done. Out,
This tire
motherfucker.
looks good. But
That
yeah,
is a dumb fucking
it
crow.
was a definite eye opener. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've shot at just hunted pheasants and doves and stuff. I've never seen anything like that. Have that heart come out of his chest just perfect.
I've
Yeah,
run
yeah.
over snakes before that, you try and if you get it just right, if you run over them a long ways, head to tail, you can get them to pop really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got bull snakes and sometimes you'll see a rattler on the road. I'll swerve and hit a rattler. I try not to hit the bull snakes because they'll kill and eat rattlesnakes, but every rattler I see I run over.
You bastard.
Oh wow. The crow or the mook getting hitched. Hemmy. Dang. That cut deep.
Yeah, Hemi don't pull no punches.
Let's be honest.
He's one of
they're
them mean Canadians. I'm telling you, they're mean as hell.
Well, gentlemen, I got to pop off and go put this little guy to bed. It's my time. It's my time.
All right. Good night, Emperor.
All right, gentlemen. It's been fun. Thanks for having me, Brandon. As always.
Thank you for coming.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Talk to you later, Chris.
Later, gents.
Shinobi, my brother. Come give us some words of wisdom.
And to answer Mr. Hemi 4-speed, I think I was dumber than the crow. But hindsight's 2020, But we're not going to do it again.
No.
My friends go, that's what you say after the first one. My first marriage only lasted about a year and a half. So no desire.
Well, I've got 3 children, and the amount of time that I was able to spend with them is reflected in how successful the children are.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter is getting married this summer, still a virgin, was on the women's Olympic hockey team. Straight A student, good,
Wow.
fucking wonderful person, and is the only one of my kids that still talks to me. Then the two who were still with their mom when we got divorced, they got completely turned around. The son, at least, is functional. He works full time as a clerk at a convenience store, and that's about all he's ever going to do. And my youngest daughter is a fucking mess. Everything you guys, every stereotype that's wrong with today's women, she is.
Well, you bat 330 lifetime, you get into the Hall of Fame. So 1 out of 3. Yeah, I had my ex, her daughter was 4, I think, when we met, and now she's 18 years old, but she doesn't want nothing to do with me, and that's okay. That's fine. I divorced her mom, so essentially I divorced that whole family. So she doesn't want to have too much to do with me, so that's okay. She's got her own thing going. It's amazing how your oldest daughter, the one that you got to spend the most time with while you were married, you know, that kind of seems like there's a connection there, huh?
Yeah. You know, it's how much time they got with dad, you know, is, you know, directly proportional to how successful they are in life.
Oh, my mom and dad got divorced in 1974, and I'd see him birthday, Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving or something like that, 2 or 3 times a year, never around, you know. But I'm not the richest or smartest person in the world, but I've worked for the same company for 27 years. So, and I can retire at 60 instead of 67. So I'm just trying to, just trying to put my time in and get gone, you know, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I got away from, I got away from that crowd that he ran with, and my uncles, his brothers, I would have been an extremely good thief and con man. I think I had the genetics because it seemed like it run in that side of the family, like you were going to be born to it. So, but you go a different way.
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't end up like him. So,
yeah. Well, my parents are still married, so, but my old man's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, mine was too. He only had to pay $75 a month in child support, and he was $5,000 in the back. Oh, he didn't want to be a dad. They got married real young. My mom had me right before her 18th birthday, so my mom just turned 68 years old because I just turned 50. So I was thinking about that today. My mom and my grandmother are in my life. My grandmother's 93. Her mom's 93 years old. And I have a couple of female friends that I've known for over 25 years. And the females that I work with, I have known for over 20 years. But I do not have any female friends that that are that I would talk to, go out of my way to talk to or say hi to and be cordial with. I just try to pretty much stay away from them now. Try not to talk to them, like kind of like Hammerhand. If you don't have to engage with them, don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got at least I've known people for decades. So, but no new ones are coming into my space, into my life. So I just won't allow it.
Yeah, I'm not allowing any new women into my life either.
And as far as friends, I don't need any more new ones. Because I consider you guys my friends. I consider people in this community my friends because of the help they've given me, and hopefully I've helped somebody just by bullshitting with them too. I try to red pill people at work all the time. Everybody I work with is married. I think I got 1 or 2 single friends guys at work, I work with, but most everybody else is married. And I'm just like, well, I'll just try to drop little nuggets on them once in a while.
Yeah.
and they know I'm right, but they can't admit it because then they would admit, yeah, my marriage isn't as good as I want it to be, and most of these guys I've known have been married for, we all come up, they're, all the same age, come into the job at the same time. They're a couple years younger than me. They've all been married over 20 years. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I like my motorcycles. I like being able to go wherever the hell I want, when I want, not have to answer to anybody. It's really nice having this freedom.
That is very true. And, like, my van broke down on Monday. I didn't feel like fixing it on Tuesday because it was raining. So I fixed it on Wednesday.
I saw your video, you pulling ticks off of you and laying around under a minivan.
You know?
I had to put a smart aleck comment in there, but
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's
a
what
lot
I
of
do.
people did. And Hemi gave me some really good advice on that too. I wish
Oh,
I
yeah.
had some of his tools.
Yeah, I was thinking as soon as I was watching that video, I had, the comments hadn't even rolled through yet, because I caught you right as you did it. And I thought that was the first thing I thought is a tensioner and pulley, because you keep throwing belts. He said, well, I keep throwing belts, and that's exactly what's going on. That damn thing will start, that spring and tension will go away, and that thing will start hopping and chattering and throws those belts, and then it gets caught up in there like a freaking running over a snake.
Yeah.
It's tangled up in everything.
Well, I had to, it's got those, like, they call them micro V's or micro grooves or whatever. And I had 3 of them left. when
And
when
it
I was
peeled the
on
other
the
ones
highway.
off the belt.
Yeah. And I had
Yeah.
to put that little, there was like half of a belt left on there and limp it into town to the parts store. And
Is that a pretty good jaunt? Are you quite a ways out of town then?
I'm quite a ways out of town.
You need to get yourself a little motorcycle or something.
Yeah, I do.
Get yourself a little bike or something. If it wasn't too far, you could ride a mountain bike or a road bike or something. But yeah, if it's
It's a little far for that.
always
To come to this little town where I'm at, which isn't, doesn't have anything but a Mexican restaurant and a Dollar General and a gas station. It takes me about a half hour to get here. To get to the town that has the parts store in it, maybe another 15 more minutes.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
So you're driving 45 minutes to a grocery store then?
Yeah,
So
if I want to go to the grocery store, it's 45 minutes.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've got 2 grocery stores here, but if I want to go to, whether if there's a Target or a Walmart or anything like that, I've got to drive 55 miles.
Oh, Polska Bob wants a wrench. Let's see if I can get it to him without.
Yeah, he'll just time out, cowboy. Well, it looks like Brandon's froze again. Indy, you still in here?
Polska, I will get you that wrench next time. Sorry, bud. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't
Well,
know. I think Indy fell asleep because I tried talking to him and he didn't respond.
he's been on mute. He probably has covered his nether regions with chicken feed.
Oh yeah, getting pecked on.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't let it happen more than 5 minutes, you'll probably be all right.
Well, it depends, how strong they're pecking. and how many of the little peckers are whacking on you. But Indy will have to inform us on that. I've never tried it.
I've watched chickens murder another chicken and eat them right in front of me. I was like, man, they are vicious. If they see a drop of blood or sense something's wrong, I watched some one time that they were all white and they were just walking down the street in this little town I was in. And this girl I was seeing, she was in the post office, and I look up the town. There's only a couple hundred people in this town. I look up over the street, and here comes a bunch of pure white chickens walking down the street. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And they walked right up to basically the side of my vehicle, and one of them had a speck of blood on the side of it, and it was like the dinner bell. Those other chickens beat that chicken, pecked it to death, and then got into its guts, tore it open. And that one looked like a cherry snow cone. It was a pure white chicken, and it was completely covered in blood and just pure red. And I was like, this is weird. I mean,
well, they say the chickens are the direct descendants of Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Well, yeah, can you look at their feet? Look at a turkey's foot. They look just like a little velociraptor. Could you imagine if they could organize and actively hunt in a pack?
I was talking with Shinobi about it. We actually think that chickens are smarter than sheep. You ever raise sheep?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I've been around some.
Dumb as fuck.
They are dumb. You can take a chicken and put his head on a line and hold his head there and pull it off, and that damn thing will stare at whatever you.
Yeah, you can hypnotize a chicken, that's for sure. But
I've watched them eat. My old brother-in-law, he had egress windows in their house in the basement, and he says, "Check this out!" And he jumped down in the egress window, and he brought up there was a bunch of baby frogs that had hatched out right there in that window, down in that window. And so he grabs them and he says, "Check this out." And he goes over to the chickens, and they're all just scratching, and just doing what chickens do. Takes that frog and he just chucks it up in the air, and it landed. And he goes, "Watch this." It landed, and it wasn't a second, and there was a chicken on that frog. And I said, "How the hell did they even see it?" And he goes, "Dude, they got amazing eyes. They'll see a grasshopper or a little bug." He threw that, and that one chicken hit that frog, and then all of them were trying to fight over it. He'd find mice, like little mouse nests. He'd take all the little pinkies and just throw them out there, and the chickens would just tear them apart. It's like, hey, everybody thinks chickens are docile animals. If they had a set of teeth and some really big talons on them, they could probably do some damage.
Hey, Gunsight's here.
Oh, Gunsight's here?
Yeah.
I can't see the chat here. Brandon, you sound tired.
Well, we're getting on 3 hours.
It's past your bedtime, and
you
gotta drive. You gotta drive.
Yeah, but it's been nice talking to you all tonight.
I'm sorry I had to cut out there. I had to take a phone call in the middle of it, and I was doing laundry, and
we had some good guests on. Then we've had Indy sleeping, as long as he's able to get his beauty rest too.
Well, you ain't country if you ain't sleeping, so I guess.
Well, he might have been drinking a little bit.
Dang it, that's that contributing factor again.
Yeah. And here I am, almost as sober as George Floyd.
Well, I'll celebrate it, and I won't do any peaceful protests and burn a Wendy's down in your name.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The closest Wendy's to me is 130 miles away.
I think, hell, I don't even know where the closest. Probably Joplin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'd have to cross a state line, huh?
Yeah, I'd have to cross the state line.
Technically, I would too. I'd either have to go to South Dakota or I'd have to go to Colorado to get to the closest Wendy's.
What, they don't have one in Scotts Bluff?
Not no more. They used to. It was actually in Gering, but yeah. They it closed down and they never reopened it, and there's all kinds of stuff closing down.
Yeah, you're right, Hemi. We're wrapping it up.
Well, it's 3 hours right on the nuts. You better just pull the plug.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it. Brothers,
All right.
thank you for attending tonight. I love you all. No homo. Don't get married because, you can't get love from me. And I wouldn't marry you anyways. No cohabitation, no children. And be kind to each other. But pull the shit out of each other, pull the piss out of each other too when we need it.
There you go. Have a good night.
Peace all.